Check this out. I go by the name. P. Motherfucking Diddy. Yeah. He goes by the name of G. Motherfucking the deputy. And I'm here to set the record straight. I'm here. Yeah. We still here. Ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Stronger than ever. Won't ever stop. What did you think? Bad boy, oh my God, you can't fuck with us. Put the tape on. Let's play. It just. We don't give a fuck with it. Shit, I'm happy to be here. Fuck y'all. The saga continues.
This for my niggas though, special delivery. Spit like this, get my wrists all glittery. Get cake, snakes get slithery. Lean in, show y'all the mean and the chivalry. Rap ruler, you can ask Buddha. Right jab like Zav Judah. Every member on my team is a shooter. Tight like a womb, no room for intruders. Spark Buddha, twist in the Philly. And good humor, don't be silly. It's gravy, baby, I got it all smothered. Like makeup, I got it all covered. You want a jewel? Don't be cruel. It's authentic. Don't be fooled by these phony accusations, backlash and slanders, front and they publicity stunts and propaganda. Keep it private, cause I'm the commander in chief. I never stop like beef. Give me a break, I might shake the building. Place safe, vacate all women and children. I spit it out. Special delivery.
I want that.
Special delivery.
I need that.
Special delivery.
Can I have that?
Special delivery. Special delivery.
I want that.
Special delivery.
I need that.
Special delivery.
Can I have that?
Special delivery.
Give
If
it
you
to
ain't
me.
ready, I'ma bust through your curtain. Encore, you're not sure, I'm certain. Wait, make sure the mic working. Make cake, sorta like earth, wind, and fire. The rap vampire. Tire in the morning warm like a campfire. Matter of fact, I'm blazing, raising the roof up. Slide off with your rooster. Took her to the stool and seduced her. Let her do a skit, then she hit my producer. I'm not what you used to, I'm looser. You need to stop fucking with them losers. Now who's up? The mystic ruler, Grand Imperial. Filthy, but milky like cereal. Bang this in your stereo. MCs is dead and I'ma get head about they burial. And that's disrespectful. I'm strong like XO mixed with X, yo. And that's a high capability. And yes, I possess that ability. I spit it out. Special delivery.
I want that.
VJ Sports Talk. VJ Sports Talk. VJ Sports Talk, so give it to me. VJ's on Sports Like Conduct. Coming to y'all right now, Spreaker.com. Also podcast later, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, VJ Raiders, because I always think I am. Hashtag 8515. It's still at 8515. It jumped up to 8713 a few weeks ago, but I had to bring that joint back down. Because I lost some fantasy games that I didn't think I should lose this weekend. And there were some matchups that really surprised me that I picked against. One was my heart, and I'll tell you what pick that was. Didn't go as planned. Another one was because a team let me down a few weeks ago, and I went against them, and then they went out and won by 11. So just like I've said so many times before, when it comes to football, especially the NFL, just when you think you have everything figured out, you don't know nothing. Me, VJ Wright, included in that entire group. I got a great show for you guys today. We will recap the entire week 4 schedule of the NFL. I will talk about all 14 games that went down. 15. It's 15 games this weekend. Only 2 teams with a bye. So 15 games this weekend. 2 teams had a bye. Green Bay Packers. Go Pack Go. Eagles fly. ELGLES. Eagles. We'll talk about those 2 teams that were off. Their matchups coming this weekend. We'll talk about all the other 15 matchups game by game. I will also hit on all 32 teams this week. All 32 teams, in the NFL and what they did this week, and I figure where they may be going and what's going on with those football programs. We'll talk about my Dolphins. We'll talk NCAA football. Louisville, a lot of people thought that Florida State was a big win, and it was a big win. But after watching Florida State just lose on a 53-yard field goal at home to North Carolina. That's kind of almost like when Duke beat Notre Dame a few weeks ago at Notre Dame. I'm putting it up there with that, man. And I'm going to tell you this with Florida State. They have a good defense. They got good players. They got some players hurt. Their number one defensive player is out. That's why they're giving up the yards they are. He's a rover. He is the Jabril Peppers of that defense. He is what Charles Woodson was to the Michigan defense back in the day. Andy Katzelmoyer is another name that comes to mind. LeVar Arrington for Penn State in his day. There's certain people that are just transcendent at the defensive position in college football. Florida State's missing that guy right now. But if Florida State's losing at home to North Carolina, I always question how well was the Louisville win. We saw that with Clemson. Deshaun Watson throws 3 picks. They fumble another ball away. They have 4 turnovers and still won that game scoring over 40-plus points. That Louisville defense, Lamar Jackson, great story, great running backs, really good receivers, but that defense is not ready to compete on the upper echelon level of college football with Bama, with Clemson, Michigan, Ohio State. They're not ready to compete with those guys, and they took the L. Speaking of Michigan, we'll talk about their 14-7 win over Wisconsin. Defense struggle game. They missed 3 field goals. That game really should have been 24-7. They missed 3 field goals, but got the big play toward Darboh when they needed a big pass. Wilton Spate made the play. Michigan is showing that they have one of the top defenses in the nation in pressures, QB sacks, interceptions, which they have 3 of them on Saturday. One was a gorgeous one-hand reach-up, jump in the air. Charles Woodson at Michigan State back in the day when Plaxico Burress and Cedric Irvin and Nick Saban was up there on the sideline tapping the toe down type interception is what Jordan Lewis came up with to seal that game. Channing Stribling also had 2 picks himself. Michigan's defense, legit. Ohio State's defense, legit. Alabama's defense, legit. Clemson's defense, not so much. That defense, guys, remember, gave up 40-something points to Alabama in the championship game last year. Something that a lot of people didn't think Alabama had in them. A lot of people picked that game to be kind of low scoring, early 20s, mid 20s, somewhere in that range. The score is 45, 42 or something ridiculous like that. Alabama can just do it all types of ways. Just like Michigan can, just like Ohio State can. To me, those are clearly the 3 best football teams in college football in the nation. And once again, I will be remiss if I didn't mention how I hate the fact that the Big Ten in that Champions Division has Michigan and Ohio State in the same division. Like, who does that? That made no sense to me. We could get Michigan and Ohio State twice every year. Why wouldn't you want that for college football? Regardless of who is. Ohio State wins the first game, no problem. They play Michigan in the Big Ten Championship. Michigan wins the first game, no problem. They play Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship. It would easily be the highest rated conference championship game. It would dwarf the SEC because a lot of times, whoever's playing against Alabama, you have no shot. You have absolutely no shot. We'll get to some other stories in the NFL, like what's wrong with the Carolina Panthers defense? Starting to look like Josh Norman might be a little better than people wanted to give him credit for. Last week, I know Odell Beckham has 7 for 122, but last night we watched Xavier Rhodes out of Florida State, a second-year guy. Pretty much, we can say he locked up Beckham last night. Beckham had 23 receiving yards, lowest in his young career so far. To me, that says something. That says something about where his head is. That says something about what Eli thinks. He wasn't targeting him a lot. For the first quarter last night, he had 0 targets. He was getting the ball to Victor. He was getting the ball to Sterling Shepard. But it shows. If you cannot get the ball to him, your offense does not move. And speaking of which, I hope my man Jersey Vern taps into the show today, and I hope he calls in. Big-time Giant fans. I told him last week, Giant fans, be a little wary. Be happy about 2-1, but be a little wary about pounding your chest. You haven't necessarily been able to move the football with all the weapons. And you have linemen hurt. You're down to your 3rd and 4th running back. It just doesn't work that way in the NFL. Eli's still throwing interceptions. Still, last night threw another one. Still throwing interceptions. For the first quarter and a half, first half of the game, whenever he felt any type of little pressure, he just fired the ball into the ground. I've never seen Eli play like that before. There's something going on there. There's something going on with the Panthers defense. You have Luke Kuechly. You have big guys up front that are all pro players. You have Thomas Davis, who's hurt now. But Josh Norman is starting to look like was better than people gave him credit for. Not to also mention, not the fact that he was better than people gave him credit for, just the simple fact that they just can't stop anybody in the air. Julio Jones, went for 300 yards on 12 catches. Guys, that is your secondary getting embarrassed. Stiff-armed off, breaking tackles, running away from defenders. And I know Josh wouldn't have made that big of a difference. He had, 11 for $187 on them last year? Somewhere in that range? So he lit them up last year, too. But he didn't have 300. I mean, think about that. 180, 170, whatever the number was, with Josh Norman. You take Josh Norman away, he goes for $3 bills. He hangs a $300 burger on you. Do you know what it's like to have to pay for a burger or steak that's $300? The most I've ever paid for a burger might have been $25, $30. The most I've ever paid for a steak was probably $80. I haven't got to the $100 steak yet. I paid for an $80 steak before, though. But that's what he was hanging on them. $80 steaks on your head. Hold this. Hold this. There's problems in Carolina right now. Which will lead me to, we'll also get into a little bit of Cameron Newton. I told you guys over the summer, when he made his comments in Sports Illustrated to Trey Wingo and dodged the questions about police brutality and oppression for black and brown people in America, he lost me as a fan because it's those same black and brown people, Cameron Newton, who are supporting you, that you are dodging questions about the way we are treated in the United States of America. That doesn't sit cool with me. I don't own a Cam jersey. I don't have a Cam football card. But I supported the guy as much as I could to the fullest. And I even was posting Cam, who Deion Sanders stole from me. I've told you guys this before. Depending upon how long you've been listening to me, I'm not going to say he stole it for me. I'll just say I was doing it first. And I have proof on radio and TV. Local network, Access Cable, back east, Farmington, Connecticut, Nutmeg TV, VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct. I was going Cam as mocking the song by Guy Jam. Teddy, you jam. Oh, jam. Hey, I mean, I know what I was doing. Everybody knows what that's from. It's not hard to figure that out. It's not hard to use that and play with it if you're creative like I am. And that's why I'm not going to say Deion stole it. He's a creative guy. He's a smart dude. He's prime. It's prime time. It's Deion Sanders, man. It's prime time. Hanging out with MC Hammer in the early 90s and stuff on the sideline. Too legit to quit and all of that. For the Atlanta Falcons before he went off to San Francisco. Super Bowl, Dallas Cowboys, Super Bowl. The following year, $25 million, 15 for defense, 10 on offense. He even had 2 separate helmets. You guys remember that? Deion had 2 separate helmets. He had one with the crossbars, the vertical bars by the corner of the eyes. The one that became very popular by him and Emmitt Smith. And then he had the wide open. He had the regular 2 up, 2 down, 3 across, 2 down. Normal face mask that the receivers and running backs wear. He had 2 separate helmets. One for offense, one for defense. 2 separate pair of gloves. One for offense, one for defense. Just to kind of be Deion. So I'm not going to try to rip prompt, but I was doing Cam first. Before Deion got on NFL Network and started doing. But we're going to talk about Cam. Concussion now. Seems like he's not in the groove. He can't get in sync with his receivers. Not running as hard as he did last year. I'm not going to go to that's why, because he was showboating and this and that. You can showboat or not showboat. Sometimes people just get a lot of film on you. And I always say this about the NFL. It is always amazing to me when players are consistently great. Not consistently good, but consistently great week in, week out, month in, month out, season in, season out. Because it's so hard. There's so much film to be had on you. Offensive and defensive coordinators, they don't have vacation time with families. They don't get to go to graduations and stuff like that. When the season's over, you get your ass prepared for the draft. Then you get prepared for all the workouts and all the mini camps and the Senior Bowl and all that stuff. And then the OTAs, the voluntary OTAs, the mandatory OTAs. And you got to get prepared for all that stuff. The whole time you are installing your system. Installation. Quarterback does this. Running back does this. This receiver does this. We want to work this defense, works this scheme for this. It happens nowhere more in any sport, amateur, collegiate, or professional, than the National Football League. Teams do get film on you, and they're able to dedicate an entire off season to stopping you. And that's what I'm seeing with the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton. You have Jonathan Stewart out. For everybody that said Jonathan Stewart was just an average back, they have 0 running game without Jonathan Stewart. We'll talk about my man Thomas the Great Brady, the legend. He comes back. I feel sorry for the rest of the schedule, including my Dolphins. And speaking of my Dolphins, we will talk about them too. Last Thursday night was just a crap. I mean, just a big crap in the middle of the living room floor for 4 days in humid Northern Virginia with the windows open in July. That's what that was. There's flies and stuff. There's maggots on it now. It's been sitting there festering like dookie, like dog dookie. That's nasty. Just disgusting. That's what Miami played like Thursday night. I actually had a headache watching the game. When you get a headache watching your team play, that's when it's time to mail it in. And I'm going on record right now, week 4. I, VJ Wright, have officially mailed in my beloved, always will be my team, love them to death, Miami Dolphins 2016 season. Our season's over. We are looking at 6-10. 6-10. And we're looking at 6-10 because of the reason why I thought we could end up in 6-10. The reason why we ended up at 6-10 last year. The reason why we were one play from being 6-10 the year before. No offensive line. No consistency. You got to move guys around, plug and play guys. Pouncey can't stay healthy. I said it 3 weeks ago. They need to start grooming the next center stud for the Dolphins now. Pouncey cannot stay on the field. When he plays, he's great. We got Tennessee coming up this weekend. We might lose that game. We might lose that game. I'm just being real, Dwayne. My man Dwayne, about time. I'm looking at the chat room like, yo, what the hell going on? Where my people, man? It's Tuesday. Y'all know Tuesdays are my best shows. Who else talks all 32 football teams, guys? It can get it in within a 3-hour time slot. And all the college and fantasy football I'm going to give y'all. Come on now. Wake up out there, guys. Let's get in here and get active. But yes, Dwayne, already, because I'm smart. I'm smart. I'm not an irrational fan. I am a smart football fan. I am a smart basketball fan. I am a smart baseball fan. I'm a smart sports fan. I do not let my emotions and my allegiance control my good sense. I always say that as one of my lines on my show. I am not going to let myself believe that I'm watching a team that I'm not watching, that I'm watching a league that I'm not watching. I'm not going to believe that there's no officiating kind of winks in the NBA. I'm not going to believe that because I see too much of it. I'm not going to believe our offensive line of Miami is going to come together. We still don't have Arian Foster. We cannot run the football. We cannot protect Ryan Tannehill. And the defense, just like I said it would be, is holding ground. We held Cincinnati to 5 field goals. We were in the game until the middle of the third quarter. But once you just keep giving up 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, then it builds to a 15-point lead. Now you're looking at like, okay, not only do we need 2 touchdowns, we need 2 touchdowns and then 1 2-point conversion. It just adds to the obstacles. It just adds to the hurdles that are in your way and that will stop you from winning a football game. Cincinnati didn't outplay us at all. We were actually in it with Cincinnati all the way through. But we look like crap because every time Tannehill drops back, even on the bomb that Kenny steals, even on that play, he still looked like he almost dropped the ball. And Tannehill had to run away from pressure. It was the pressure that actually made him have to get out of the pocket, which makes a lot of defensive backs plant their heels. And as a defensive back, we all know, once you plant your heels, you are over. You are done. If the receiver hasn't planted, you do not plant unless you know you can break on this ball. I played corner. I was all conference in corner, the Tar Heel Conference in North Carolina, 1994, Union High School, right corner. Look it up. My man Greco and Sluggo know what I'm talking about. They played in that same division, that same conference. They know my word is bond on that. I played corner. I led the conference in picks that year with 5. I know how to go get a football, and I know you cannot put your feet in the ground. And that's all the defensive back did, and Stills ran right by him. But on that play, he still looked like he almost dropped the ball. And Tannehill still had to run away from pressure. Just to let you guys know, I don't know if you noticed, our right tackle got cut Friday morning. You don't block, you get cut. You don't rapid tackle, you get cut. You can't make the throw, you get cut. You can't run the route, cut. Catch the ball, cut. Get off blocks, cut. Blitz protect, cut. Block properly, cut. You get cut. I'm so sick and tired of these pansy-ass head coaches that are afraid to get in people's asses. This is the National Football League. This is not Pop Warner. This is not Tecmo Ball. This is not John Elway's quarterback. This is not 10-yard fight. This is the NFL football. If you can't play for your $3 million damn dollars and you can't block not one play, not two plays, not three plays, all damn game you can't block. All game they're coming through your gap. Go back and watch, guys. Go back to YouTube, and if you just want to test my knowledge or test that I'm just dumping on my team, no, I'm giving y'all knowledge. And I'm going to tell you exactly why the Vikings are 4-0 later in the show, with giving you knowledge. I'm going to tell you exactly why there's some other teams that haven't won and other teams that are undefeated by giving you knowledge, no opinions. I'm going to give you guys facts. There's a reason the New York Giants offense is in trouble. Y'all heard me tell Jersey Vern last Thursday their offense was in trouble. Their secondary was in trouble. You can't bring guys off the street who were bagging groceries or working for UPS or Federal Express a week ago. About a week ago. I don't know why I do that. I have no idea. Don't judge me. But you cannot bring guys off the street and plug them in and say, okay, go cover this receiver. Go cover an NFL caliber receiver. Where does that happen at? Where do you do that at? You can't bring guys in off the street and say, okay, go beat this corner. Go beat this defense now. Go get open and catch ball. Go run the ball for us now. I didn't even recognize two of the Giants running backs last night. That offense is in trouble. You guys heard me tell Jersey Vern on Thursday, they cannot move the football. If you move the football, guys, and throw a pick, the drive doesn't count. If you move the football and you miss the field goal, the drive doesn't count. I don't care what the stats say. See, that's part of the numbers don't lie, but the numbers don't always tell the truth. I want to talk about University of Miami Hurricanes today. Look how quick Mark Richt has that team at number 10 in the nation. Look how fast that happened. And Georgia fired him. And Georgia just lost at home to Tennessee, a team that I think is severely overrated. But hey, they're sitting at number 8 in the nation right now. Big game coming up this weekend against Texas A&M, number 9 in the nation. It all pans out in college football, guys. It all pans out. Relax. Don't be mad at the BCS. Don't be mad at the playoff. Don't be mad at the preseason polls. It is what it is. Do I like it all? No, but it is what it is. Relax. It will all pan out. Sooner or later, you got to strap up the shoulder pads. You got to buckle that chin strap. You got to take that protein shake and eat that bowl of Wheaties and bowl of oatmeal and that plate of spaghetti or pasta and chicken and broccoli before the game. And you got to grab your man football balls and you got to go out and play. Sooner or later, you have to play. This isn't basketball where the refs are going to call certain things. Like if you just drive in all night and you're LeBron or Kevin Durant or one of those guys, you're going to get calls. But in the NFL, you can't just drop back and just throw to Julio Jones every play unless you play Carolina. You can't just drop back and throw the ball to Beckham every play. It's show. You can't just drop back and throw the ball to Des Bryant or Brandon Marshall. Well, you kind of Antonio Brown. You kind of throw the ball to him whenever you want. Him, Julio right now, you kind of throw the ball to them. Just I don't give a damn if the soda man is covering. I don't give a damn if they're holding an infant in one arm and they're praying to Jesus with the other arm. For some reason, the ball will probably just stick to his jersey and he'll run into the end zone. He'll outrun all your defensive backs, or he'll shake and bake one of them, or he'll stiff arm one of them little dudes who ain't hitting his weights, and he'll walk across the goal line and score a touchdown for you. But we talked about programs that were in trouble last week. I mentioned a few of them. LSU, in trouble. Notre Dame, in trouble. Texas, in trouble. Look what's happening around now. Look what's happening around to these programs. I know Notre Dame won, but it was 22-13 before the 10-minute mark. I'm looking around at I'm looking around like, what the hell? Okay, I'm turning this. They scored 50, gave up 35. Once again, your defense. That program's in trouble. Georgia, add them to the list. In trouble. You're in trouble. They're going to lose Chubb to the draft. They're going to lose their two best defensive players to the draft. That program's in trouble. And it's because the one guy that has had anything positive about your school and your football program since the days of Herschel Walker. Let's get real. Since the days of Herschel Walker. Hey, I loved Hines Ward at Georgia. They didn't win. They wasn't winning nothing. They ain't got no trophies. They ain't got no conference championships. I loved my man Champ Bailey when he was Mr. Everything there. They didn't win. They didn't win no conference. They didn't get no trophies. I loved even Quincy Carter when he was a freshman and they plucked him off the baseball team there and inserted him as a freshman quarterback. True freshman. They ain't win. They ain't win no conference championships. They ain't hold up no trophies. You got to go all the way back to Herschel. Mark comes in, keeps you consistent, and it's funny. You're firing these SEC coaches really for one reason. You're just not better than Nick Saban. But there's no shame in that. He's probably the best college football coach right now. Why am I getting fired because I'm not better than him? That's like Reebok closing down because you can't catch Nike. You're not catching Nike. They're Nike. Mojo's Coffee Shop. You're not catching Starbucks. Hell, you ain't catching Coffee Bean. Hell, you ain't catching green tea. You're Mojo's Coffee. They're Starbucks. You know why Sports Authority had to close? You're not Dick's. You're not Walmart. I can get anything from Walmart in the sporting department that I can get from Sports Authority. I can get anything from Target in the sports department that I can get from Sports Authority. That's why you closed down. You're not them. But for these coaches to continue to be fired like this, it's just ridiculous to me. I will not understand and not get. You're firing these guys because they're not better than the best guy in the game. That's like in the AFC East, we keep firing coach. Jets, new coach. Bills, new coach. Dolphins, new coach. Why? Because we can't beat Bill Belichick and Thomas the Great, Brady the Legend? That's stupid. Maybe you get to a playoff if you keep some consistency in the front office. You keep consistency on the sideline, which means your quarterback is not learning his third and fourth system in the first 5 years of his career, but everybody goes, oh, well, he can't play. Geno Smith can't play. Ryan Tannehill can't play. EJ Manuel can't play, right? No, you're giving them different coordinators every year. Why? Because you fired your coach again. Why? Because you fired your GM again. Why? Because you fired your player personnel VP again. No consistency. Alabama, consistency. Urban Meyer, consistency. John Harbaugh, consistency. Jim Harbaugh, consistency. There's consistency in those guys. Les Miles, consistency. And you fire him. He had a star quarterback. Metzenberg was a beast. Yeah, he's struggling to find his footing in the NFL. That's because he kept getting hurt in college. But when I saw him play, all I saw him do is go out and win big conference games. He beat Alabama. And then they had to play Alabama again in the national championship game. If you guys do not remember, they beat Alabama on the Saturday night in Alabama. They beat them 9-6 in overtime, I believe the final was. Or 12-9. It was a 3 or 4 point game. In overtime. He won a national championship. He won conference championship. He can say, I beat Saban. I beat Urban Meyer when he was at Florida. I put number 1 overall pick in the league. I put first round picks in the league. Second round picks in the league. All pro players in the league. Defensive player runner-ups in the league. They come from LSU. Best corner in football, my opinion, Patrick Peterson, LSU. Best, most mobile, most all-around, can do everything defensive back in the NFL, Honey Badger, LSU. Odell Beckham, LSU. Jarvis Landry, LSU. Maurice Claiborne, LSU. LSU, that's Les Miles. And you fire him. Georgia, Mark Richt. How many? Rashad Jones, one of the other best all-around defensive players in the league. Georgia. Matthew Stafford, Georgia. Todd Gurley, Georgia. That's Mark Richt. Those are his kids. You telling me they're not good? No, they can't beat Nick Saban. AFC East, they can't beat Bill Belichick. So you fire them and you set yourself back 4 or 5 more years again. Because if it doesn't work out with your new coordinator, what do you got to do? Find another one. Then we get people that come in and go, well, that's not his guy. We saw it in Philadelphia with Sammy Sleeves and Carson Wentz. He was not Doug Peterson's guy. That's why it was easy to trade for him. And I'm going to raise my hand, and I'm going to do some Barry Horowitz in today. We're going to call Tuesdays on VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct Barry Horowitz Day. This is Barry Horowitz Day. This is the day I pat myself on the back. Because I told everybody that wanted to listen when they made the trade, it's great for both teams. You get your rookie to start, number 1, opening day. Now, I didn't have Philly at 3-0. But I say if you take them 2 overall, you got to start them. What the hell are you going to sit them for? They don't learn the quarterback position sitting down in the NFL. Not anymore. Yeah, go ahead and mention 1 or 2 guys. That's it. For the most part, Big Ben, you got to play. Cam, you got to play. Jamarcus, you got to play. RG3, Luck, play. Carson Wentz, you got to play. I think the Rams are doing a big mistake by not playing golf, but it's showing he might not be the guy. They're in first place. They're 3-1 with the head-to-head win over the Rams, who are supposed to be the kings of that division and winning that division by so many games and by such a big margin. You cannot fire coaches over and over and over again. You just can't do it. You are asking yourself to be turned around, pushed in a corner, bent over, and you know what happens from there with no Vaseline. Ice Cube reference. For the white people that might be listening, they don't. Is he talking about raping another? No, Ice Cube reference. Then you didn't you see the NWA movie? Didn't y'all see Straight Outta Compton? Come on. We'll talk about the Ravens. Also, late breaking news. Baltimore Ravens and Justin Forsett have agreed to part ways mutually. There's a running back. Somebody needs one. Minnesota, Carolina, Miami. There's a running back on the field. He's on the street for you. At running back position, that's a guy you can bring in, man. If your line can block, they got to be able to block. But that's the late breaking story right now. The Ravens and Justin Forsett agree to part ways. He is now a 100% free agent. We'll talk fantasy football. Lost a few games that I didn't think I would lose. I actually forgot to make some subs Thursday. I would have never started Tannehill on the road at Cincinnati over Matt Ryan at home against Carolina's defense. I blew that on 4 separate teams. Won 2 of those games, but I lost to both games in the leagues that I care about the most on that mistake by not making the sub in enough time on Thursday. Also, big mistake this weekend too. What happened with the Redskins Cleveland play where it was a clear fumble? The ball, the refs are looking on the ground with the players in the football. There's a Brown player standing up with the football. What's going on? The Brown player has the football in his hands. And they're saying the Redskins, they're looking in the pound and they're pointing towards the Redskins. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like to use, they cheating. But that right there is a mistake that cannot be made. That play cannot be made at all. The player comes out of the pile with the football. He's holding the football in his hand. It's Johnson Jr., it's Johnson Sr. And the ref is pointing Redskins' way with his hand on the pile, trying to sit through the pile. The ball's not there. I just wanted to bring that up and talk about that. That's what I'm talking about. Now the chat room is popping. See, Dwayne, when you come first, dog, the chat room always get popping. I think people be waiting for you because you might be like the #1 VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct fan. And that's not trying to play you. You know what I'm saying. You support me, dog. And I appreciate that. Just like anything you got going on and I'm in the area, I'm coming to support too. I'm a lot of security and tell him I'm your cousin Ray that just got out. And I need something to do tonight. Where Dwayne at? Let me in. Dwayne told me to meet him here. I'm his cousin. I'm his cousin Nunu. Let me in, yo. Get out my way, son. What up, God? I just got out the pink, yo. I ain't got time for this right now, son. You know what I'm saying? I just seen some real things, B. Some real things, man. Stuff you'll never be able to deal with, son. I'm a killer, yo. Did that work for you guys? That's my hardcore. That didn't work. I'm light skinned with blue eyes. I can't be hardcore. Is that what y'all saying? I'm light skinned with blue eyes. I'm not allowed to be hardcore. That's messed up. That's messed up. Look, we're going to take a quick break. When I come back, I'll get into my picks from week 4. I'll tell you guys where I'll stand. We'll go through all the games, and then I will hit on every single 32 football team. What other radio show gives you guys that? But VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct. All that are coming to more live on Spreaker.com. I'm your boy VJ 8515. Sluggo, where you at, man? I see you in here. The X Squad's in the building. I'm gonna have to get down with the X Squad, man. But I got the Vest Justice League going right now. Y'all like that, right? The Vest Justice League. VJ Entertainment Sports Talk Justice League. The Vest Justice League. And yes, I've already claimed Batman. Ain't nobody allowed to be Batman in the Vest Justice League but me. Somebody gotta be Wonder Woman. And it might not be a girl. Some of y'all go, hey, all I can tell you is she got a real cool sword and she got a badass shield. Just run with it, B. Just run with it. It's all good. VJ's on sports.com, Spreaker.com.
Baby, I got it all smothered. Like makeup, I got it all covered. You want a jewel? Don't be cruel. It's authentic. Don't be fooled by these phony accusations, backlash, and slanders, front and they publicity stunts and propaganda. Keep it private, cause I'm the commander in chief. I never stop like beef. Give me a break, I might shake the building. Place safe, vacate all women and children. I spit it out. Special delivery.
I want that.
Special delivery.
I need that.
Special delivery.
Can I have that?
Special delivery. Special delivery.
I want that.
Special delivery.
I need that.
Special delivery.
Can I have that?
Special delivery. If you ain't ready, I'ma bust through your curtain. Encore, you're not sure, I'm certain. Wait, make sure the mic working. Make cake, sorta like earth, wind, and fire. The rap vampire. Tire in the morning warm like a campfire. Matter of fact, I'm blazing, raising the roof up. Slide off with your rooster. Took her to the stool, introduced her. Let her do a skit, then she hit my producer. Not what you used to, I'm looser. You need to stop fucking with them losers. Now who's up? The mystic ruler, Grand Imperial. Filthy, but milky like cereal. Bang this in your stereo. MCs is dead, and I'ma get head about they burial. And that's disrespectful. I'm strong like XO mixed with X, yo. And that's a high capability. And yes, I possess that ability. I spit it out. Special delivery.
I want that.
That's what the
I
special delivery.
need that.
Hey, yo, we special delivery.
Can I have that?
That shit should be big right now, man. Special delivery. Yo, when it's coming, dog? Special delivery. Special delivery. Special delivery. Yo, step so bright, like looking halogen. Spit that ball, Carlo Molligen. Let's go. Metropolitan area, cause I'm hearing you hollering. The earthquaker, Harlem bread maker. Give me 2 hands, few grams in the shaker. Hit the block, watch the kid cake up. Your girl keep coming around and I'ma take her to Jamaica and I give her a reason to get curious. What you paint, it ain't that serious. MCs ran with this and that, but change your name to Saran cause it's a rap. Your rap is like a sedative. Sleepy, you feel me? Negative. So it's over and I guess you gotta live with it. And you can tell by the records that's distributed. I spit it out. Special delivery.
I want that.
Special delivery.
I need that.
Special delivery.
Can I have that?
Special delivery.
Give it to me.
Special delivery.
I want that.
Special delivery.
I need that.
Special delivery.
Can I have that?
Special delivery.
Give it to me.
Special delivery.
I want that.
Special delivery.
I need that.
Special delivery.
VJ's on Sports-like Conduct, man. Not a long break. I want to get on with today's show. I'm hyped to be back in the studio, man. I'm hyped to be doing my thing. Real quick, show this past Friday night at the Ice House Comedy Club, Pasadena. I killed again. I broke out my Bernie Mac impression, mixed it with some Obama, talked about my relationship with my girl. She didn't even know I was going to do those jokes. She actually was recording it, and she busted out laughing. So that made me feel good that I was able to take something from our relationship that we legitimately have gotten into arguments about, put it out on stage, and for everybody to laugh, including her. They booked me again this Friday night, 8 p.m., and I am now a traveling comedian. I will be at the Comedy Madhouse in San Diego, October 11th. I feel good right now, man. God is blessing me, y'all, and I'm just blessed. That's all I can say. I'm just blessed, man. Real quick, too, Jerry Jones makes a comment earlier today. Only God knows how many meetings that Des Bryant's missed. When he asked about how many meetings, he said only God knows. There's trouble in Dallas with Des Bryant. It's real. It's legit. You guys can believe it. Dallas Cowboy haters, y'all can go ahead and make fun of Dallas Cowboy fans and talk trash about it. It is legit. There is a problem in Dallas with Dez Bryant. And I'm going to tell y'all that, I'm going to say it, I'm going to just come on and say it. You have a young nucleus, man. I'm sold on Dak. Dak can play. I don't want to hear about who he's played against. Those are still all-pro guys on some of those defense. Those guys have Pro Bowlers that have made Pro Bowls in the past, that played on each defense that he has gone out and faced in the NFL so far. Each of those teams. That San Francisco team has 3 players that were Pro Bowl caliber players in the NFL. That Giants defense, there's a lot of talent he's had to go against. And you know what all Dak Prescott has done? He's just won. He's just won the game. The game that they lost was not his fault. The game that they lost definitely was not his fault. Terrence Williams hasn't run out of bounds. And I'm not saying that you just do away with Dez Bryant. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is you start to prepare for the future. You start to prepare for the future, and you start now. Why not? If he's missing meetings and you continue to keep winning, I honestly believe you have to start looking at it. And you know how sports goes. When you're losing or you're not productive, that's when all the laundry comes out. It's been that way forever. I don't know when fans and bloggers and internet people and social media people are going to understand this. All of a sudden, this only God knows how many meetings Dez Bryant has missed. But when they were 13-3 and he was dominating every defense for 16 weeks, no one said a word. Last few years, a lot of injuries, low production, paying him a lot of money. Jerry Jones is a businessman at the end of the day, guys. He's not the coach or he's the owner. He's a businessman. We're paying you a lot of money and you're not really giving us what we need from you. And now that you're hurt and you're banged up, you're missing meetings. I mean, you didn't show up for the MRI or whatever that story was. I think everybody was culpable in that. I don't just blame Dez for that one. But just a little quick tip that I want to throw out there, man, to you Dallas fans. I'm not saying their year is over at all. I think them and Eagles, which I am going to love to sit back and watch. I'm going to love to watch 2 rookie quarterbacks battle it out to take a division. I'm going to love that. And I don't have an interest in any team who wins. Just give me clean football. Let Ezekiel, I'm going to back off Zeke a little bit. I'm not going to completely back off of him. But I'm starting to see that, the guy can play. The kid can play. I knew he could run. I didn't know Ezekiel Elliott could block like this. He is blocking very, very well. He is turning himself very quickly and easily into a full 3-down running back in the NFL. And there's not a lot of those. That's why teams have 2 backs. Look at fantasy football. Just go through fantasy football. There's only 4 running backs you can just lock in every single Sunday. 4. Out of 32 starting running backs, 4 of them. Miami broke first play last Thursday against Cincinnati with 4 wideouts and a tight end. They didn't even start a running back. So you can't have any of those guys. Guys are getting hurt. Guys are coming back from injury. There's only 4 guys. You got to move around for running backs. You run 2 and 3 different situations. Ezekiel's looking like he could be the guy. He could be the guy. Alfred Morris, you might get some crumbs, brother. But with that offensive line, and now they seem like they're in gear. Dallas's offensive line looks like they're in gear. Terrence Williams is going to get better. Beasley's just always open. He's like the Dallas version of Wes Welker. He's always open. Dak is smart. Dak has played against the best defensive competition. You all love the SEC, right? Everybody loves the SEC. 2 seasons ago, he had his football team in Mississippi State undefeated at 9-0 and the number 1 team in the nation. They had beaten Alabama. They had beaten LSU. They had beaten Georgia. They had beaten Florida. They had beaten everybody. And it was because of him. Dak Prescott, rocking number 15, was Heisman candidate. The kid can play. The kid is smart. I don't want to hear about, in preseason, it was all these vanilla defenses. It was all these vanilla defenses. No, it wasn't vanilla defenses. He knows what he's doing. He's still a rookie. He's still going to make mistakes. But guess what? No turnovers. No turnovers. He hasn't turned the ball over. He has 0 turnovers, and Ryan Fitzpatrick has 10 interceptions already. 10. Think about that, guys. So I'm telling people right now, you better be real careful about hating on Dallas or talking about Dallas. And I don't have a rooting thing in Dallas, but they need to move on from Dez. They need to at least start to really think about it. I'll say it like that. They don't need to get rid of him, but they need to start having the conversation again. Okay. I don't want to dwell on that much. I just thought that was a cool little tidbit that came out. And just like VJ does, I want to throw it out, y'all. All right, week 4. Let's see how my picks went. And I'm doing my picks with you guys, so nobody thinks that I'm lying. Everybody remembers my picks from last week if you listen, so we'll just go from there. Dolphins at the Bengals. I thought the Dolphins would win the game. I've already said what I've had to say about my Dolphins. I had a headache watching that game. It looked like a big pile of crap in the middle of the living room in Northern Virginia house with the windows open in July. All that humidity for like 4 days just made it stink. I had a headache watching them. I don't even want to talk about the Dolphins. I've mailed in our year. I will still watch every play. I will still watch every snap. I will still continue to start Juice Landry and start Rashad Jones on my defensive leagues. And I will start Tannehill when I see fit. And I will watch every down, every play for the rest of the year and cheer just as hard as I can. But my expectations are now 6-10. We cannot stop the pass rush, which has been Miami's problem the last 4 years. Maybe this offseason they'll dig into the pockets and really realize you got to go get a guru to teach these guys how to block together. When you are cutting offensive guards the next morning, there's a problem. Jacksonville and Indianapolis Colts. I had the Colts. That was another loss for me. Thanks a lot, Colts. Thanks a lot, Andrew Luck. I don't want to hear about you not having weapons. I don't want to hear about everything else not around you. I don't want to hear about the defense. Matt Ryan doesn't have the best defense either. He just decides to go out and just throw for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, and I'll go win the game by myself. Tom Brady will go out and throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. I'll go win the game by myself. Big Benz, we like our Big Benz. Or the lady from Sweden. They heard the Big Benz likes to take the ladies into the restrooms and likes to hold them against their will. We like that kind of treatment. We want to know the Big Benz. We are told that the Big Benz is the man to ask for that because he is very, very good at it. My man Big Ben. Mr. I didn't do it. Mr. Lock him in the bathroom and you ain't leaving until you give me some something or you give me some something. But Big Ben is I'm reading a text message from somebody who texted me about 10 minutes ago about Big Ben. But anyway, Big Ben doesn't have the great defense. He had guys hurt. Him and Antonio Brown, they just go out and win the game by themselves. But the Colts, I thought, would do that. They didn't get it done. Congratulations to Jacksonville. Jacksonville really should be 0-4 for all of you who just love Jacksonville all summer long and thought Jacksonville was going to do something. I'm going to Barry Horowitz myself again and pat myself on the back. I told you guys Jacksonville was fugazi. That team is a fraud team. I mean, they just as bad as my Miami Dolphins are, man. Moving on, I had Atlanta over Carolina. Once again, guys got to realize Atlanta's defense still gave up 33 points. Their defense just isn't there. But if Julio's going to catch for 300 and if Matty Ice is going to throw for 5 and 5 touchdowns, I'll take that. So I'll take that win. I had the Raiders. I told y'all that the Raiders would go out there and they would go against that defense and they would pull that game out. I told y'all. And excuse me, I got the cough this morning. You guys got to excuse me. I greatly apologize. You guys know how much I care 100% about my radio etiquette. But I've been preaching this name. I've been preaching it. You guys know. Crabtree. Mr. Consistency is what I called him over the summer. And I said, I know a lot of people love the Raiders. I do too. A lot of people love Carr. I do too. A lot of people love Murray. I do too. A lot of people love that defense. I do too. I talked about Reggie Nelson as one of the biggest free agent pickups. I talked about Bruce Irvin being one of the big free agent pickups. They brought in Sean Smith. I liked them as much as everybody else did. But when it came to that offense, I said many a times this summer, it's going to go through Crabtree. People forget how good this kid is. He is a professional, consistent NFL wide receiver. And he never really gets the notoriety and the props like he should. And he only went out on Saturday, and I had the guts to pick him up on free agency Sunday morning and start him on 2 teams. And he went out and caught 3 touchdown passes for me. They're not looking for Cooper. Let me tell you something. Whoever the quarterback looks for when he needs it the most, when the stakes are the highest, that's the number one. I know you want Amari Cooper to be the number one. He's not their number one. Their number one is Michael Crabtree. He is the veteran. He's the one that's been to Super Bowls. He's been to conference championship games. He was in the Heisman talk in college. He made big catches to win games at Texas Tech. He has done everything there's to do but win that ring. He's calmed down his personality. He ain't showboating or talking a lot of trash, throwing the ball straight up in the air at the score. I love that. That to me, that's almost like the most cool but asshole thing you can do. The ref got to go get the damn ball. The ref got to wait for the shit to fall now. It might hit somebody. It can hit the camera that's floating above and break that shit. But I love it. Touchdown, give me this, and just throw it up in the air as high as you can. Get this out of here. We don't need this no more. Touch, 6, get a new ball. It's like a home run. Get a new ball. I don't want to play with this ball no more. Crack, deep left center, back, and that ball is gone. Go get another ball. That's why if I was a baseball player and I was a home run hitter, every time somebody goes, why do you go after the home run so much? Why is that such an important part of your game and what you bring to the team? Because I don't like playing with old balls. I want new balls. I don't like old balls. I would have fun with that. There'd be so many people taking that and running with that. And I could always just go, what are you guys talking about? I'm talking about the balls. All I am is talking about the balls that we play with. Everybody in my sport plays with balls. And when you were a little kid, you played with balls. Oh, God, I'd have so much fun with that. There'd be so many sexual innuendo people. Oh, he's so disgusting. He's being so dirty. No, I'm not, lady. I'm talking about balls. That's all I'm talking about. I'm just talking about my balls. Do you know about my balls? Do you play with balls? I play with my ball. I play with balls. This is what I do. I get paid millions of dollars to play with balls. How you like that? That's a good one right there. Millions of dollars. But anyway, back to the game. I told you guys I picked this one. I went with the Raiders. I like the Raiders this year. I am very interested to watch the first Raider-Bronco game. That thing right there, they better have extra police. They better clear the jail cell. If somebody's sitting in jail on like a dub set weed charge, you gotta let him out. Because you're going to get some fools that show up from the Raider-Bronco game. Whether it's in Denver or damn sure if it's in Oakland, I would advise Bronco fans probably not to go. I wouldn't. I would advise Bronco fans not to go to the Oakland game. If I ever went to a Raider game, I would just wear all black just to fit in. My Dolphins play there, I'm not going. I can't fight 13 people, guys. 13 drunk-ass Mexicans. There's 2 really fat ones. So if one of them grab you and kind of fall on you, you're done. You are over. If one of them fat drunk Mexicans grab you and fall and like drag you down to the ground while the other 12 kick and beat the shit out of you. You're done. You're going to be like that dude out here, the San Francisco Giant fan, in the parking lot talking trash to those Dodger fans. If I go to a Raider game, I'm just going to wear black and just kind of, clap for Crabtree. That's what I'll do. I'll root for Crabtree. That's my dude. If somebody goes, hey, fool, you're a Raider fan, fool? Nah, but Crabtree is my dude. And I don't like the Chargers, I don't like the Chiefs, and I don't like the Broncos. So you have no reason to want to fight me. So let me enjoy the game. And I'm just going for Crabtree today. I talk about him on my radio show. I pump Crabtree up. So I'm here to say I saw Crabtree, one of my favorite NFL receivers. I saw him play live. But the Raiders, watch out. I cannot wait until they lock horns with Denver, because those 2 games will definitely decide the AFC West. I believe the Raiders and the Broncos will sweep the Chiefs this year and the Chargers. The Raiders to me are like the Knicks in basketball. Love them or hate them, football's just better when they're good. Cowboys, football's better when they're good. Baseball, it's better when the Yankees are good. Hockey, it's better when the Penguins or the Blackhawks or the Bruins are good. Baseball, the Sox, Yankees, the Cubbies. It's better when those teams are good. College football, it's better when Nick Saban's running Alabama. It's better when Harbaugh's running Michigan. When Urban Meyer's running Ohio State. We need to get UCLA or USC, one or the other, back on track. We need Oregon back on track. And we need either Miami, Florida, or Florida State back on track. And we need Notre Dame good again, whether you love them or not. Don't tell me college football isn't better when they're all the best teams in the nation. I feel like that about the Raiders. Football is better when the Raiders are good. Moving on to Chicago and Detroit. I had Detroit. Thanks a lot, Detroit. Y'all couldn't go on the road and move the football against a team that everybody moves the football on. And I'm going to tell you this. This is going to back up what I said about Dak. Nobody loved to give them props for the Bears win. It's the Bears. It's the Bears. It's the Bears. But this Lions offense is potent. This Lions offense has been moving up and down the football field so far all year long. But not at Chicago, a team that everybody thinks that you can just walk up and down the field. That's why, guys, you must strap up every Sunday. I don't want to hear about, well, you only beat this team. Well, you only beat this team. It don't matter. A dub is a dub in the NFL. And I've had many NFL players tell me, past and present players, tell me face to face, the hardest thing to do is to win a game on Sunday, V. When I've asked that question, what's the hardest part about the NFL? Winning, man. Winning. Because so much goes into it from Monday to Saturday night. The way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you indulge in your sex, the way you indulge in your film study, the way you walk, the way you take care of your body. How many hours are you on your feet? How many hours are you on your leg when you're not practicing, when you're not supposed to be preparing? What are you doing to preserve your body for the game on Sunday? How are you eating? That goes into how you will perform on Sunday. 6 days wrapped into 4 15-minute quarters. It's not easy. It's the hardest thing to do. So when a team loses, oh, they lost to such and such. But when somebody beat that, lost to such and such team, oh, well, they only beat them. That's the weakest argument in sports to me. That's the quickest way to get me to stop talking to you. Say some shit like that. So thanks, Detroit. Lost that one. Tennessee and Houston. I had Houston. I'll take that dub right there. Tennessee does not look like a good football team. And to be honest with you, neither does Houston. The Buffalo-New England game, I don't think anybody saw 16-0 coming. I had New England, so that's another loss for me. Rex Ryan, once again, Dwayne asked me 2 weeks ago, was Rex coaching for his job when they beat Arizona? I said, yeah. But now we see what Arizona is, right? So do you want to hold a lot of water in that win? Yes, it's a dub. That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, do you want to hold a lot of water in that win? But then they turn around and they go to New England. New England played the games all week long. Guys, there's no way Garoppolo was going to be ready. This dude damn near was supposed to have surgery. I guarantee you, he'll have surgery now. I guarantee you he'll have surgery now. I guarantee it. Some type of surgery is coming on that collarbone and that shoulder. But they had him in practice. They had him good enough looking to throw some passes and fool the press. It's Belichick. But you heard Rex Ryan say, I knew they would start Brissett all week long. I knew Brissett would. We prepared for Brissett. We didn't prepare for Garoppolo. Regardless of what he says, they didn't prepare for Garoppolo. I guarantee it. I didn't think Garoppolo was playing. I thought that was like, Garoppolo's at practice. Somebody hit the chat room up Thursday, I believe, on the show and said that to me. Garoppolo had full practice today, V. Well, that ain't mean nothing. But I don't think anybody saw 16-0 going. That's a really good win for Buffalo. And it's a whatever loss for New England. They'll bounce back. And Thomas the Great, Brady the Legend is back, so we know how that goes. Cleveland and Washington. I was going against Washington because they screwed me up against Dallas, which I didn't appreciate because I picked them. I was feeling kind of homesick. I wanted some blue crabs. My man Will from DC called in. We was talking about chicken wings and mambo sauce. Dwayne and I done made chicken wings and mambo sauce best. I've been talking about blue crab with people online, food that you just get from DC and Northern Virginia. So I was feeling homesick. I was playing go-go music. I was playing Chuck Brown, Run Joe. I played EU doing the butt. I was feeling DC, man. I was feeling the DMV. And then y'all went out and let Dallas beat y'all at home after I picked them. So this week, I was like, you know what? Damn that. I ain't picking y'all to win this week. I hope y'all lose against Cleveland. And I'm picking Cleveland. Thanks, Cleveland. And Cleveland played tough. They had lost that fumble. That fumble call was fluky. I don't know what went down with that, but I lost that game. Denver and Tampa Bay, not too much to say about this. I had Denver in this. I love that defense. Arizona and the Rams, I had Arizona. Thanks a lot, Arizona. But like I said, I guess we see what Arizona is right now. I don't know what's going on there. And I know it's week 4. But yes, you have to press the panic button because it takes a few weeks to turn this around. When you start to, now we can start talking, guys. Now, this is when I start to open up the most about football. First 4 weeks, give a lot of opinions. You know, a little dabble here, little here and there. I give y'all a little bit of that. Week 4, you can see what football teams are, guys. As what I said before, with training camp, with the preseason, with OTAs, mini camp, the draft, the Senior Bowl, how last year ended. Now that we take all that in the first 4 weeks, now we can see what a team is. Case in point, my Miami Dolphins couldn't get C.J. Anderson, couldn't get Matt Forte, had to settle on Arian Foster, and drafted Kenyon Drake in college out of Alabama. No wonder you have running back issues. No wonder you have running back issues. And you took Drake when you probably should have took another young offensive lineman. Can't plug the holes on the right side. No wonder we still have right side offensive line issues. All the way back to last year, what you scouted, what we drafted, what happened and how you prepared them through the training camp or preseason, because the offensive line didn't look that great in preseason against the number ones. And now that 4 weeks have gone by, it's not going to change. It's been the same for 9 months. I'm not talking about the first 4 weeks, guys. Now we start talking about the last 9 months. And that gives you a little glimpse into my diversity and how I put together my ideas and my opinions and structure my show. Ahead of the curve, guys. I keep telling y'all, I play chess. I don't play checkers. I haven't played checkers since I was like 9. I don't play checkers. Grown-ass men don't play checkers. We play chess. Set your moves up. I'm online right now, chess with friends. I'm playing with maybe about 5 or 6 friends. I got games that go on for months. Don't rush me. Don't hit me on the little chat room. Hurry up, dude. Asshole, I'm not sitting on my ass on the sofa playing chess. I had a break at work, stepped outside, checked my email on my phone, looked at Facebook for a minute, see if I had any messages, post a flyer about my comedy show, went to the Twitter, see what's cracking, went to Instagram, see what's cracking, Bleacher Report, ESPN.com, CBS News Sports, NBC Sports, and Spreaker.com to see what the listens look like. Who's tuning into the show? Then I go to my games. I'll look at Candy Crush, I'll look at Angry Birds, I'll look at Tetris, and I'll look at chess. And also Words with Friends. I love Words with Friends. Really helps my vocabulary. Vocab, very necessary. Went digging into my life. Yo, play some leaders next, man. Play some leaders. Get this Diddy shit off. Play some leaders in the new school joint next, man, after this song. But this is where I start really talking football, guys. We're going to break this down. Every week, guys, I will touch on all 32 teams. I know some people are the professionals out there saying, oh, God, dude, nobody wants to hear about all 32 teams. My listening demographic does. My demographic likes listening to all 32 teams. What we got going on here? My girl Dina Angles is listening. She hit me on the chat, on the text message. She says, consistency, damn it. You are not Bill Belichick or Brady. Now get over it. She also says, I don't like old balls either, and never had too much. That's my girl Dina Angles. She's funny as hell. She does another sports talk radio show with me. See? That's what I'm saying. Dina don't like old balls. I don't like old balls neither, Dina. I don't. If there's a way that I can get surgery when I get old, man, and there's a way I can get surgery like where, you make your balls look new, I'm getting that done. That'd be the only surgery I get, but I'm getting that done. That's gonna be so much fun. Yo, play that Midnight Marauders. Y'all want to hear some Midnight Marauders, yo? I ain't heard Midnight Marauders in a while, man. This is one of my favorite CDs, man. Start that off, man. Play that world tour, man. Let's get some different music cracking up in here this morning right now, man. Y'all got? Oh, there we go.
We on a world tour with Muhammad, my man. Y'all been watching everything. We on a world tour with Muhammad, my man. Y'all been watching everything.
People give you ear, so I be sublime. It's enjoyable to know you in the concubines. Niggas, take off your coats. Ladies act like gems. Sit down, Indian styles, you recite these hymns. See, lyrically, I'm Mario Andretti on the Momo. Ludicrously speedy or infectious with the slow-mo. Heard me in.
Just had to get y'all a little bit of that right here. We're going to speed this up just a little bit, man, because I got to get to, I got a little medical appointment I got to handle today. No worries. I also told a few people about it, but no worries. I don't want anybody to worry about me. But I just got to get going because I want to get some other stuff taken care of. We'll move on to the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Jets. I lost this one. I was out on this one right here. So I'll mark that loss down right there for that game. That was really, really bad, man. I don't know what's going on there with the Jets. And you know what? I do know what's going on with the Jets. It's my man Ryan Fitzpatrick. He has 10 interceptions already. Things just don't look good right now for them. I have no idea what's going on with that offense. Forte looks like he can still be the guy, but Fitzpatrick cannot be turning the football over. He absolutely cannot be turning the football over. So with that being said, I'm not surprised Seattle did win this game. And I know I bang on Russell Wilson a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and back Russell Wilson right now. I'm going to do something I normally wouldn't do, and I'm not going to bang on Russell Wilson, and I'm going to give him some props right now because he looks really, really good. The guy's banged up. He's got a sprained MCL. He's got the ankles, got a lot of pressure on him. He's married to Sierra now. She ain't game the cookies, so he weakened the knees. He weakened the legs. He can't do it like he used to be able to do it anymore. But at the end of the day, you know, it's props. I just got to give him props. That's all I'll say. I'll give the man props. He's been playing really, really well. That's all I can say about Russell Wilson, man. I'm not going to bang on him today. I still don't think Seattle's the team a lot of other people think they are. I think they could be beaten at home by good teams. I'll put it to you like this. I think Dallas would go up there and win. Dallas has went up there and beat them in the last, 2 to 3 years? They went up there, DeMarco Murray and Dez and Romo and that D. They went up there and beat that team up there. With the defense, once again, that most people don't think that they have. A lot of people don't think that they have the defense that they have there. But, you know, it is what it is. But I want to give props to Russell Wilson. Okay, he won the game. I lost this one, so we'll get back to that portion of it. So that's another one. I did not do well this week, guys. I did not do well this week. Goodness gracious, I lost the Seattle game. I lost the Redskin game. Tampa, let me see what else. Oh, God, the Cardinals. The Cardinals-Rams game. I don't know anybody. Raise your hand if you had the Rams being in first place right now. Raise your hand if you had the Rams being in first place right now. Absolutely not. Absolutely right. There's no way that you would have the Rams in first place after week 4. What's going on right now in the NFL and that division. So they go on the road, and like I said, if you look at the Cardinals, I'm not going to say, oh, well, they beat the Cardinals. I'm going to say, damn, they beat the Cardinals. I already have 8 losses. I already have 8 losses, guys. 8 losses. Goodness gracious, I did not do well this week. Thanks a lot. Another game I lost. Oh, I'm sorry. Rams, real quick. I don't even know what to say about that team. I really don't. I have no idea how they're 3-1. I have no idea. We bang on Jeff Fisher on this radio show. We call Jeff Fisher National Jeff Fisher Day. August 8th, 1888. That's when it was founded. He finishes 8-8, but he's out to 3-1, and he's in first place with a head-to-head win over the Seattle Seahawks. And they go up there and beat them before. So they can actually sweep them this year. What would happen if you draft the number 1 quarterback overall, your team goes 11-5 with Case Keenum and Tavon Austin as your top receivers? Props to them, man. I can't even bang with any of the Rams fans and LA football fans right now. I can still talk trash about SC and UCLA, but I got to leave the Rams alone. Moving right along, Saints, Chargers, lost this one too. I thought Phillip and company would get things done at home, but once again, the defense wants to give up 35 points and give up these leads, and they get conservative with this play calling, and they let them come back and win the game. Props to the Saints for getting their first win. You got to win at some point or another. You got to get you a dub sometimes, man, and you can't. I don't want to see anybody go 0-16, you know. So you got to get you a win. They have enough offense to win some football games, but they're rebuilding mode, guys. They don't have a defensive mind there at all. Everything there is just offense. They've got to bring in a guy who can really, really run 100% and affect the defense, or they too have zero shot. But props, and I'm pissed because I lost that game too. Dallas saves me with the San Francisco win. I'll take that one. I picked Dallas. Pittsburgh saves me. I won that game. I picked that, and I called that Viking game. So I'll take that also right there. What is the 7? What is the 7 and 8? What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So 7 and 8 this past weekend. That's just horrible. I was 33 and 22. No. What was it? 33 and it was 5 and 5. 33 and 15. I was 33 and 15. So now I stand at 40 and 23. Oh my God. That's below. Oh my God. That's below 50%. That's bad. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed. I'm disgusted. I am not below 50% in nothing I do. Okay? When I'm selling at work, I'm over 50% in categories. You want me to sell some accessories or attach something or some Cricut Protect or something like anything that I'm putting. When I was with Verizon, when I was selling LA Fitness, 24-hour fitness, Kirby's door-to-door, yeah, Kirby vacuum cleaners. I was knocking on doors, going door to door. And also, too, I see some of y'all in the chat room saying you don't play chess, you play checkers. It's cool if like you play with like your kids or like your little sister, your little brother. But two grown-ass men should not be sitting on the front porch of the apartment building with a checkerboard out. Especially in like your mid-30s. Play chess, please, or get a deck of cards. I don't care if you play Connect 4 or if you play Uno. You play some Uno. I'll draw for your ass to death. I know how to hold them and set it up. I know how to run the colors of the numbers. That's cool. Play some spades. Play some bid whist. White boys, y'all like poker. I know black dudes do too, but when you see the people on TV, I barely see a brother. See a lot of white guys that played though. My white friends, they play the online free poker. They play the online free poker. I don't know what that's about, but they play the online free poker. And I don't know how to play poker, but there's other things you play. But anyway, play chess. Take a quick break. When we come back, I want to get into some college football. I want to talk a little bit more about what's going on down at the University of Miami. I think that's a really cool story. We'll get some fantasy football news on there. Talk about the Panthers defense a little more. I want to go on that. Also, too, real quick, some of you guys need to stop trying to say that Josh Norman didn't deserve that money. It looks like he did deserve that money. That's what it really looks like. It looks like he did deserve it. And I ask you this. Do you think Carolina would have paid it to him? Do you think they think they should have paid it to him now? I think so. All that and more coming up. VJs on Sports with Like Conduct. Spreaker.com. Oh, I love this right here.
Honey, check it out. You got me mesmerized. With your black hair and your fat ass thighs. Street poetry is my everyday. But yo, I gotta stop when you drop my weight. If I was working at the club, you would not pay. Hey yo, my man Fife Diggy, he got something to say.
I like them brown, yellow, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. Name is Fife Dog from the Zulu Nation. Told you in the jam that we could get down. Now let's knock the boots like the group H-Town. You got DVD all on your bedroom wall. But I'm above the rim and this is how I ball. A gritty little something on a New York street. This is how I represent over this here beat. Talking about you.
Yo, I took you out. But sex was on my mind for the whole damn route. My mind was in a frenzy in a horny state. But I couldn't drop dimes cause you couldn't relate.
Relax yourself, reset.
You couldn't relate.
Relax yourself, reset.
You couldn't relate.
Relax yourself, reset. Relax yourself, reset. Relax yourself, reset. Relax yourself, reset.
Stretch out your legs, let me make you fall. Drive you insane, drive you up the wall. Staring at your dome piece very strong. Stronger than pride, stronger than Teflon. Take it on the Ave and you buy me links. Now I want a pound of Poontang until it stinks. You could be my mama and I'll be your boy.
Original rude boy, never am I coy. You could be a shorty in my ill convoy. Not to come across as a thug or a hood. But hun, you got the goods, like Madeline Wood. By the way, my name's Malik, the 5-foot freak. They say we get together by the end of the week. She simply said no, label me a hoe. I said, how you figure? My friends tell me so. I hate when silly groupies wanna run their yacht. Word to God, hun, I don't get down like that.
I'll have you weak in the knees that you can hardly speak. Or we could do like Uncle Ella swinging F in my G. Keep it on the down, yo, we keep it discreet. See, I'm not the type of kid to have my biz in the streets.
If my mom don't approve, then I'll just be low. Let me take the little man from inside the boat. Let me hit it from the back, girl, I won't catch a hernia. Bust off on your couch, now you got some furniture.
Shy heat right from the extra P. Stacy Beagle, PJ, and my man LG. They know the ass jack is really so on ice. The character is of man, never ever a mice. Shorty, let me tell you about my only vice. It has to do with lots of loving, and it ain't nothing nice.
Relax yourself, reset.
It ain't nothing nice.
Relax yourself, reset.
It ain't nothing nice.
Relax yourself, reset. 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 Relax yourself, reset.
VJs on Sports with Like Conduct right now on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Podcast Atlanta. We're going live right now. I want to get into something also too, just off topic real quick. I got some good old Tribe Called Quest running for y'all today. I want to talk about Odell Beckham Jr. real fast. Now, I know a lot of people want to think that you're banging on Odell Beckham Jr. whenever you say anything that goes against what anybody would say, or anybody would root for, or anybody would go that would be a fan of his. But I ask you this. I just wanna propose one question. Sometimes can you get so big, so quick, that it actually damages your future? It's almost like, I guess I would say, topping out early. If you top out early, if you cap out early because you had quick success, and once teams get film on you, and once people are able to pinpoint what your great moves are and pinpoint what you do best and stop those things, the great and legendary players, they find different things to do. Jordan couldn't dunk and fly over everybody, so he gave us the back to the basket, infamous double shake, fall away jumper that he's patented and that Kobe actually used throughout his entire career and patent. You get guys that can't hit the fastball anymore, they change their stance, they choke up on the bat, they swing differently, they adjust themselves when you start trying to do something to them that you think that they can't do. Even with Randy Moss, there was a time where people would play off of him, they would shadow a linebacker underneath because they didn't want him blowing the top off of defense. You know what Randy started to get really good at doing? Running the in route. Getting in the zone, getting in that intermediate zone in the back. He became great at it. When guys aren't so fast, Chris Carter wasn't the fastest receiver ever, but he adjusted. He bought something else. He said, I'm just going to run great routes. I'm not going to catch a lot of bombs, but I'm going to run great routes, but I'm going to make you think I'm going to run a lot of long routes and get you pushed off. Chris Carter's caught more comeback sideline routes than any other receiver in NFL history. Ever. You see things with quarterbacks. Guys get older, can't run so much. Randall Cunningham, he wasn't a runner when he was in Minnesota. When he did run and gain some yards and got out of bounds and slid and picked up a first down, it made you flash back to him leaping, flipping, hurdling guys wearing a Philadelphia Eagle uniform. But he wasn't that guy anymore. He got used to getting back quickly, planting the back feet, point your shoulders, point your toes, throw the ball. He got used to doing that better and more, and then went to a Pro Bowl and had his team at 15-1. And if the stupid kicker Anderson doesn't make the field goal in the NFC Championship game, and in overtime, he missed one in regulation and missed one in overtime, hadn't missed the kick all year long, and he picks the NFC Championship game against Jamal Anderson, Chris Chandler, David Reeves, Dan Reeves, not David. Dan Reeves, the head coach. They had Phillip Buchanan on that team. I mean, did you pick that time to lose to the Dirty Bird Falcons? Had Dan Reeves doing the Dirty Bird, like all off beat, looked all stiff, looked just like a middle-aged white guy trying to do a black dance. It was cool. It was like Frank Beamer. Y'all saw Frank Beamer last year when they won their bowl game and Virginia Tech had him in the locker room with his hat on sideways and he was dabbing and hitting the quad. And it's cool because it's football and it's a coach and they just want something really big that no one thought they could do, or you're sending a guy off that's retired. It's fun, man. It's cool. I'm not knocking it, but it just looks funny, especially to a guy like me that's got rhythm. But when you can't do certain things, can you adjust? And I'm wondering if Odell Beckham Jr. has the adjustment DNA in him. Can you work on your team and adjust? Can you stop saying that everyone's against you and it's all you? It's all you. It's all everybody else. There's a quote. He's got it out today. Everybody's against me. All against me. When you start to develop that type of personality, when you start to develop that type of, how can I say it? That type of complex. There's the word I'm looking for. Told y'all I'd be playing words with friends. Complex. When you develop that type of, that word right there gets you like 34 points. That X carrying 8 points just for the X alone. And don't let me lay it on a double or triple letter, or don't let me lay it on a double or triple word. It's, I'm telling you, I just pulled away or I just caught back up. Because you can catch up down 100 points of words with friends with 2 words. long as you got a Q and an X on your board, man, as long as you holding the Q and an X, and you got a couple of vowels to work with, you can make something out there. You can make something out there. Look at me. I'm giving y'all words with friends advice. I love that damn game. But anyway, we talk about Odell Beckham Jr. He has this complex I think he's developed now. And I think a lot of it goes back to the whole suspect thing that a lot of us thought, especially in the urban/black or hip-hop community, you want to call it or what have you. We have this thing about other men that if you do certain things that other men normally don't do, and there's like, a lot of proof there. Perception is reality. I'm trying to watch my words carefully if you can't figure that out right now by the way I'm talking. But I'll just say suspect. That starts to kind of nag on a guy, and it normally nags on guys that are suspect. You can call me suspect to the day I die. I will always just laugh at you. Anybody that knows me will just laugh at you. Ex-girlfriends, current girlfriend, baby mama, they will laugh at you. And you can say it all you want. It won't bother me because it's not true. What bothers people is the truth. Even myself. Sometimes somebody will say something to me and piss me off, and I'll be mad. But if I knew they were, if I got really mad about it, I know maybe some truth to it, and I'll go check myself. Whether it's my mom, my brother, my lady, a friend, a colleague, I can take constructive criticism as long as you're correct. If you're wrong, I'm now pissed off because you calling me out. Now you coming at me wrong. But if you tell me something I don't like the way you said it, or I feel like you in my business, but you tell the truth, I am humble enough to go quietly. I pray, I talk to God, I look in the mirror, and I check myself. Well, he kind of was telling the truth. So, and then sometimes it's funny how life works. It'll motivate me to go change it. It'll motivate me to go address it. It'll motivate me to go try to fix that situation or fix that particular thing that person may have said to me. Your mom says stuff to you and you're growing all the time you need to do. Sometimes you're like, all right, whatever, mom. Because you know it's not true. But things that your mom or your dad or your grandma says to you, when your granny starts talking, you shut up and listen. And you take the heart. When my grandmother says to me, I take like the Bible. That's like Jesus talking to me when my grandma's talking to me. Dina texting me right now talking about I'm picking on white people, shaking my damn head. No, I'm not picking on white people. I can do that if you want me to. You should know me well enough right now by now to let me know when I'm picking on white people. And I'm not picking on white people right now. I just made a joke about, let me ask you a question. You go YouTube Dan Reese doing the Dirty Bird in 98. You tell me you don't crack a laugh. Or you go YouTube Frank Beamer's last locker room celebration at the Virginia Tech's bowl game last year, trying to dab and hit the Quan, and you tell me if that's not funny. I didn't say anything was wrong with it. I said it was funny. Don't be sensitive on me, Miss Dina. You know I love you. Moving on, finishing up with Odell Beckham Jr. Even last night, to be held to 23 receiving yards last night, man. That's not good. And again, Xavier Rhodes, a second-year guy out of Florida State. He won a championship in Florida State, right? Yeah, he won a national championship with Jameis Winston. We're going to talk about Florida State in a little while, too, because I'm going to tell you guys just how good Jameis Winston was. It's showing you right now just how good Jameis Winston was to go undefeated and win that national championship game and drive his team down the field in a national championship game on the last drive of the game with under 20 seconds left to win the national championship. Like, that's how good they are. Because right now, they can't beat North Carolina at home, and this ain't basketball. I mean, they don't stand a chance beating Carolina basketball no matter where the hell they play. Soccer or baseball, neither. Well, maybe baseball. Florida State's got a bomb college baseball program. I know two guys that played there and played baseball there. That baseball program is amazing. But anyway, Odell Beckham Jr., I think, has a complex. I think a lot of the suspect talk is kind of weighing on him. I really do, guys. I really do. The whole Josh Norman thing, I tell you like this, man. I'm just saying, Josh Norman's in his head. Josh Norman got in that kid's head, man. And Josh Norman right now, I'd be smiling if I was Josh. I'm getting paid. I'm on a 2-2 team. The team I was on was 1-3. They can't stop nobody through the air. And since the Antonio Brown fiasco in week 1, I'm pretty much locking guys up, playing the number one guy a lot more The coaches have been hearing the press. Everybody's been hearing it. They put me on the number one guy, and I'm showing you guys that I am that damn good. It's like Triple H in the Attitude Era. I am the game, and I am that damn good. I don't know if that was a good Triple H. I really don't. I've never tried a Triple H impression before, but he used to say that when he was doing, that was like his catchphrase. You know, everybody's got the catchphrase. That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Bret Hart. If you smell la 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 with the Rock is cooking, the Rock, you know, you got all everybody's got their saying. Jericho's had a bunch of really good ones, a bunch of really funny ones. Right now, everybody's a stupid idiot, and he's giving everybody the gift of Jericho. I like that one. I'm gonna steal that one. I'm giving you guys the gift of VJ. Drink it in, baby, and drink slow. There's a lot of sweetness in this, and you don't want to get diabetes. You don't want to get diabetes, man. You don't want to get drink slow. You don't want to choke. This is good. Drink it in, baby. I'm giving you the gift of unsportsmanlike conduct by VJ Wright. Drink it in, man. Oh, God. Listen, I want to take another quick break. When I come back, we'll get to some college football. I'll open up the call line. Anybody wants to jump in. And my man Dwayne says he didn't lock up Beckham. Yeah, but count him out of the end zone. That's what you need to do. 7 of 122, 121. All right, cool. But he didn't get in the end zone, Dwayne. And touchdowns are important, bro. Same thing, man. Same thing. Yes, Greco, I remember The Rock's first encounter with Jericho. It was outstanding. Jericho, that's when they were doing the Y2J countdown leading up to Jericho being signed from WCW. The Rock's on Monday Night Raw. He's about to cut a promo, and that countdown starts. And you know what's funny? I didn't know. There was no internet like that back then. A lot of people didn't leak things. I didn't know it was Jericho until he came out. Nowadays, you can never keep anything that secret. Back then, there wasn't a lot of internet. There wasn't a lot of stuff being leaked out online about guys coming over from WCW and WWE, WWF at the time. And the whole he hadn't taken the Y2J thing on. He was just Chris Jericho in WCW. So they came up with this Y2J. No one had heard it. It hadn't been marketed before. When the countdown started, I got excited. I'm like, oh, finally, man, we're gonna see what the hell this is. And when his music hit and the lights came on, and he turned around, he had his back to the crowd, and he turned around, and it was Chris Jericho. Me and my homie was watching. I was like, oh snap! They signed Jericho. They stole Jericho from WCW, and that whole Raw encounter. You're right. That was Rock had one of the most classic "It doesn't matter" lines ever. That was one that the "It doesn't matters" were only good if it caught you by surprise. If you saw the setup coming, it was kind of like a yay, okay, we like that line. We're waiting for some old cool stuff by The Rock. But he was like, you come on The Rock show, you interrupt The Rock, you don't even have the decency to tell us all your name. What is your name? That's the first time he did the what is your name with the "It doesn't matter." And Chris Jericho, I told you, it doesn't matter what. That was one of the best "It doesn't matter" It doesn't matter The Rock's have ever done. And I know I went wrestling on y'all real quick. It's entertainment. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't believe in the matches, guys. I like to read the storyline. I like to try to read into the storylines and see where the creative stuff is going. Like, I'm an entertainer. I do comedy. I write things. I do sports talk. I come up with my own show. I'm a creative person. I write a lot of different things down. So, I don't watch it as much as I used to back then. I mean, back then, you're talking Stone Cold, you're talking and The Undertaker with his what was the mission thing, the missionary thing, the evil missionary, or the corporate ministry. That's what it was. Yeah, the corporate ministry. Whoever thought you see The Undertaker team up with Vince McMahon, and then you had Stone Cold going after Vince every week. I mean, they had Mike Tyson, and you had DX, and back then, grown men watched wrestling because it was damn near R-rated. The characters were outstanding. The things that they were being said. I mean, remember you had Val Venus, who was the I'm doing the air quotes here, porno star. You had the skits with him in bed with the women of the rest of the women in the back and all types of stuff. So, I mean, it was really, really, adult rated back then. Then they went PG with Cena and a lot of these other bright color characters and kind of chased all the real good personalities, I think, away. Jericho's a guy still there, but he actually is like helping train guys, and he's still able to go in the ring. I think Jericho's like 46. He's still able to, stay in shape and actually compete in matches. And he's just magical on the mic. That's why he's able to stay relevant and stay around. But it's nowhere near what it used to be. We'll never get that Attitude Era again. If you go to WCW and Raw, you had the Nitro and Monday Night Wars. You had NWO. Hogan was over there with Hall and Nash. They had their catchphrases and their lines. NWO too sweet. Eric Bischoff came from the announce table. Bobby the Brain Heenan, who was one of the best ringside commentators of all time, had flipped over Mean Gene Okerlund. I mean, they had so many aspects, and they were really pushing the envelope. Brawls in a parking lot that the surrounding city thought was real and was calling the police on. If you guys go watch the Nitro Monday Night Wars DVD, I watched it on Netflix. They were actually being called to Nitro arenas. The police were, because they would do these skits where NWO would just be in the parking lot and just be beating people up, beating up the other wrestlers, showing up to the arena and jumping everybody. And people thought it was real. That's how smart and how great it was back then. Like I said, but as a grown man today, I don't believe in the matches. I go to live events when they come through LA. I've gone to WrestleMania. I watched SummerSlam. I've seen Brock Lesnar. I went once to watch Brock and Randy Orton. Those are two characters I think are still cool. And to see Brock in person is really amazing, because I don't think people realize how big that guy is. He is a mountain. He is huge. He's huge. And to see him in person, I thought would be cool to go see. But when I'm there, I actually like to see the kids enjoy it. The look on their face is priceless. I don't ruin it for kids. I don't talk about what I know probably is going to happen in the match, because you read about injuries online now, so you know they're going to probably drop the title tonight because they have a torn labrum or they have a knee injury that's going to knee surgery. They leak this stuff now, so it's easier to follow. But when I go, man, if I'm sitting next to the 8-year-old, he's got the Cena hat and the Cena shirt and the Cena belt and the Cena wristbands and t-shirt, I talk to him just like I don't know what's happening, man. Hey, how you doing, buddy? You here to watch Cena? Yeah. You think he's going to win? I hope so. This one kid told me, I really hope so, sir. I prayed about it. I'm like, but in my head, I'm thinking, nah, he got a back surgery coming up. Brock Lesnar's going to throw him all around this ring. He's not walking out of here the champion. Brock is walking out the champion tonight. But I'm not going to do that to the kid. I know what's going to happen because I already read the internet. But I'm going, it's the atmosphere. It's fun. It's a live event. It's entertainment. So anyway, I'm sorry you got me off on a tangent because you talked about, my man hit me up talking about Jericho and The Rock's first encounter, and you just got me going on a tangent, man. I watch the stuff like everybody else, guys. I go back before I take this quick break, because I see Greco still talking about it, and I see my man Kesey still talking about it too. Dude, I go back to AWA. I'm from the East Coast and the South. Two things that most black people that I know don't watch that I kind of grew up with because of where I spent summers. NASCAR and wrestling. I didn't hear it as wrestling first. I heard it as wrestling. My mom went on her honeymoon when she got married to her second husband. I was a kid. She sent me to North Carolina to stay with my Uncle William. My Uncle William to this day is still one of my favorite relatives. He's married to my Aunt Lynn, who's my grandmother's second baby sister. Basically, my great aunt, my great uncle, but you don't say all that in black family. You just say uncle. That's my uncle. I don't care if it's your great uncle, it's just your uncle or your auntie. So my Aunt Lynn, my Uncle William, we go stay with them for 2 weeks. And my Uncle William told me, you don't watch wrestling? Boy, that's Jack Briscoe right there, boy. That's Jack Briscoe and Bob Backlund. That's Bob Backlund and Jack Briscoe. And I grew up on Nick Botwinkle. I grew up on Harley Race. I can tell you just by watching guys today who's training them. That's that's where I come from. I can tell who Daniel Bryan's training. I can tell who Triple H is training. Because when Triple H came in, I said, yeah, he looks like Harley Race. And guess who's trained him? Killer Kowalski and Harley Race. You can tell. They put their imprint on these guys when they're still in the business and they train them. Same thing with Shawn Michaels. Who Shawn Michaels trained? Seth Rollins. Who does Seth Rollins look like and dress like? Shawn Michaels. Top rope elbow, a lot of his high flying move. It's got Shawn Michaels written all over it. You get to that when you're like my age. Like Cena, he's just Hogan. That's all Cena is. He's just Hogan. Popular, love the kids, pray, vitamins, respect, loyalty, hustle, salute, U.S. flag type. That's Hogan. He's today's Hogan. There'll never be an Undertaker. There'll never be another Kane. There'll never be another Rock. You can make another Shawn Michaels. That's why I tell people, don't tell me Shawn Michaels is the greatest nothing. You can make a Shawn Michaels. What are you talking about? You can make a Hogan. You can't make a Flair. You can't make a Backlund. You can't make a Bret Hitman Hart. You can't. There's people that are trying. The sharpshooter don't even look the same no damn more. You got 3 or 4 people trying to use the sharpshooter. The only person that looks right doing it is Natalia. That's Davey Boy Smith's daughter. That's Davey Boy. No, is it Davey Boy or Jim the Anvil Knight? I'm sorry, my bad. That's Jim the Anvil Neidhart's daughter. For those of you that don't know Natalia Hart, that's Jim the Anvil Neidhart's daughter. She calls Bret Hart Uncle Bret. That's my Uncle Bret. You can't make those guys. You can't make another Sting. You can't make another Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Not Snuka, it's Snuka. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. You can't make another Rowdy Roddy Piper. You can't make another Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah, I'm the Macho Man Randy Savage, yeah. And I'm the WWE Championship, yeah. Hogan, you want to think you can beat the man? No, you're not going to beat me. What's going to happen is I'm going to get you in the middle of the ring, and I'm going to climb to the top rope, and I'm going to come down with the elbow for the 1, 2, 3. Dig it! That was pretty good. I mean, come on. That was a really good Macho Man right there, right? That was off the cuff. I don't think I've ever done Macho Man before. Come on, hit the chat room, guys. Was that like a good Macho Man? But anyway, I go back. AWA, you want to talk about the Ohio Wrestling Valley, the North Carolina Charlotte Wrestling Valley? I've been in those gyms, guys, when I was a kid. They're wrestling in front of 25, 30 people at the local elementary school. I go back that far. But as a grown man today, I catch it when I catch it. The only pay-per-view event I watch every year is WrestleMania, and I'll go if they're local. If they're local and they come to Staples, like Raw was here actually in Staples last night, but I was at work pretty late last night getting my job prepared for something that I had going on there today. So I didn't get a chance to go last night. But when Raw comes here, I've been to SummerSlam when it was in Staples. I've been to house shows in Connecticut. Shout out to my man Keith Mack. My boy, the Mac, if you look him up on my Facebook, Keith Mack, he is actually a professional wrestler. He wrestles in 2 different promotions, one in Connecticut. At one point, he was the CTWE champion. So I have pictures with him and Bobby Ocean. I've gone to house shows where he gets the hookup for a WWE house show, and next thing you know, we walk in and we have like 3rd row tickets. I was at a CM Punk and the Miz cage match one night from the 3rd row. I'd never sat that close before. Vicky Guerrero, Eddie, guys, I can go. I know entertainment, man. I know entertainment, sports, movies, wrestling. What do you want to talk, guys? What do you want to talk? You want to talk to VJ, right? Come holler at me, man. I just need a universal radio show. Damn sports talk. We just need to talk anything. Listen, I got to take a break when we come back. You know what, man? I'm going to challenge somebody, man. Somebody call in and talk some wrestling. Let's flip it. Let's just flip it for 15 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break, come back. Somebody call in. Let's talk wrestling, man. Share it now. VJs on sports.com, Spreaker.com.
The extra P. Stacy Beagle, PJ, and my man LG. They know the ass jack is really so on ice. The character is of man, never ever a mice. Shorty, let me tell you about my only vice. It has to do with lots of loving, and it ain't nothing nice.
Relax yourself, girl, be set.
It ain't nothing nice.
Relax yourself, girl, be set.
It ain't nothing nice.
Relax yourself, girl, be set to him. 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 Relax your
Lyrics to go.
Now, I was actually supposed to be on break, but I mean, I got cats wanting to call in and talk wrestling, so I ain't even going to go with the lyrics to go. We'll play that in a minute. So I got a call coming in from Georgia, man. So first call coming in from the 404 live on VJs on Sports Like Conduct, Spreaker.com. You on the mic, man. What's your beef? Hello?
What's up, brother?
What's good? What's good? Who we got? Hey, the 404 coming out of Atlanta. Who this? Oh, man. Somebody got a cereal box phone, man. What's going on out there?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's good? Who this? Who this? Talk to me.
It's KC from the A.
Oh, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on, man? What's going on, man? What you calling? You calling to toss a reg? 15 minutes, man. Let's flip it on them, dog. I want to show, and this is a topic that a lot of people like, man. A lot of people, it's funny. Now, tell me if you agree with this. Didn't you always have friends that didn't like to admit they liked wrestling because other people would try to tease them and say something about? Didn't you always have a few friends like that?
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
It's always that person.
Yep.
There's somebody that's secretly still watching it, man. They just ain't saying nothing.
And that's why I wanted to keep it real. Once we started talking about, I'm like, I ain't got no shame in my game. I explain myself. Do I sit there and go, oh, is Charlotte Flair? Is Charlotte gonna lose the belt? No, I already know what's going on. But I like to see where they're writing. I like to see where the creative direction goes. And if you can shock me, I'm still to the point where I'm like, let me see if you can shock. Nope, knew that was gonna happen. Let me see if you can. Nope, knew that was gonna happen. But I will say this. I don't know if you watched recently, but the Universal Tournament they had, the triple threat match with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens, when Triple H came out, I gotta admit, I sat up on the sofa. I said, oh, shit. Are you kidding me? And the minute, when I knew what he was going to do to Seth Rollins, that wasn't the thing. But when he walked over to Seth and he's patting him on the face like, yo, let's do this. I looked right to my girl. I goes, he's going to turn around and kick Seth. She goes, why would he do that? They've been friends. I said, watch. This is the twist. This is what they've been needing to do. And when he turned around and kicked him in the stomach and set him up for the pedigree, you heard the explosion out of the fans. That's the type of creativeness I like. Triple H has always been great in this business. The way he looks over at Kevin Owens and kind of gives him the look like, it's your time now, dog. I'm giving this to you. And hits Rollins with the pedigree. And Kevin Owens does it perfectly. He's moving his head back and forth. He doesn't know what happens. Crawls over, pins him, and has this shocked look in his face. That was a night where I applaud, said, thank you, creative team, for actually attempting to give us a good product instead of just having Cena run out every damn Monday night and talk about hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Yeah, I agree. The writing, it has been a lot mundane lately, man. So that right there was a nice twist on it because I thought he was coming out for Seth also. But him stabbing Seth behind the back was awesome. There's a couple things, man, that I've been liking. I've been liking that they put belts on people that you wouldn't expect. You know what I'm saying? Giving Kevin Owens the belt, giving my man AJ Styles the belt on the other end. You know what I'm saying? Giving it to Sasha and Charlotte coming straight out of NXT. I mean, it's been excellent, man, because NXT is really showing them how, you know, the change or the wave of wrestling is rolling. You know what I'm saying? It's almost less storyline, more ability.
All Triple H. Vince gave him 100% power over NXT 2 years ago. That's all him, man. He knows the business. That's all Triple H.
Yep. Exactly. And see, I'm like you, man. I go all the way back from, I started watching, my grandma put me on to it. I know it's funny as hell. I
was about to say, hold on, Granny was watching wrestling? I love it.
Granny had me watching when I was 3. I can't stand old Ric Flair. So I go back into the Ole Anderson, Blackjack Mulligan. I go back to them days, you know what I'm saying? Dusty Rhodes, the way, you know, North Carolina version, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. That's where I first started. Then I got on with the Superstation, Channel 17, which is TBS now. They brought in Georgia Championship Wrestling, and then finally the NWA just merged to the whole WCW thing. But that was always my favorite. You know, so I wasn't a WWE fan at all until that whole Attitude Era.
I was about to ask you. So, what was your favorite era? You got the 70s, which only a few of us are going to remember. And then you have the 80s. The 80s, to me, was the tag team era. I mean, you had the Freebirds. You had the Hart Foundation. You had the Rockers. You had LOD. You had Killer Bees, the British Bulldogs, the Hollywood Blondes, Power and Glory. I can go for you, the Horsemen. Yeah, I could go I could go on and on about tag teams. That was the tag team era. The 90s was, to me, became the individual superstar era. They started breaking up those tag teams. They broke up the Hart Foundation. They broke up the British Bulldogs. They broke up, who else did they break up? They broke up the Rockers. They broke up, and then they started to try to create stars. Then, as you said, it moved into the Attitude Era. Like, if you're under, 12, 13 years old, you probably don't need to be watching Nitro and Raw tonight. You're probably going to have nightmares. Or you might see Sable and her her big-ass implant balloon titties with the little Paisley stickers over them coming out to the ring with Wild Man Mark Merrill. You might see some stuff you don't want your kids seeing. And then we went PG, Cena, no cursing, no blood. You notice they stopped the whole cutting thing. They stopped the whole bleeding thing. They have doctors dressed in all black. I always tell people, you can always tell it's a real injury when the guy in all black gets in the ring. When he gets in the ring, it is by their legislation now that's been divvied out by the Sporting Administration of America. When you're doing this type of action, you're doing this stuff, you must have doctors present now. There's a lot of lawsuits. We could go on and on about NFL concussion. We can go on and on about the pills and the stuff these guys are getting. The saddest story of them all, of course, is Chris Benoit. Everybody knows what happened there. Eddie Guerrero found dead in his hotel room. Brian Pillman found dead in his hotel room. Ultimate Warrior dies of a heart attack walking out of a hospital the day after he's inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he goes on Raw and does Ultimate Warrior does his last promo. Macho Man Randy Savage dies of a heart attack while driving, crashes into a tree, kills himself. I mean, we can go on and on.
Roy Warrior Hawk.
Say that. Oh, yeah. Roy Warrior Hawk. Same thing. Roy Warrior Hawk dies young, dies young. Davey Boy Smith. There's another one, dies young, dies a lot of medication, a lot of beating these guys take. I always took offense, and I'll go back to the era question. I just want to say this really quick. I always took offense to when people called it fake, because I said, yeah, the moves are fake. We get that. But that don't mean you can't blow your ACL. That don't mean you can't tell your pectoral. John Cena's pectoral muscle and his labrum, they're done. He's never going to be the same again. He's had 2 chest surgeries. What is it? Rey Mysterio Jr.'s had 9 knee surgeries. This stuff beats your body down, man. So that's why I guess I always showed it more respect than most guys did. But what was your favorite, back to the era question, what was your favorite era?
Yeah, I believe I could not miss Monday nights, man, during the Attitude Era. When you had the best of Raw going against the best of Nitro at that time, it was just best TV at that point. I mean, the storylines was great, and it was just the whole thing with DX showing up at the Norfolk Scope in Virginia at the same time when WCW was at the Hampton Coliseum. They less than 40 miles away from each other. So, so they made like they was in the same area at the same time.
Exactly,
but,
exactly. And everybody fell for it. Everybody bit.
Yeah, man. It was like I said, the writing during that time was more exciting and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's turning a little bit as far as the excitement, but it's more on the athletic ability. Like this whole cruiserweight thing. Those guys are awesome. They need to go ahead and unleash them. Let a whole show of cruiserweights get on. But, people like to watch wrestling and see a bigger guy, more massive and stuff, what traditionally they did. Well, now they like to see more daredevil moves, faster, quicker, lighter. So a smaller guy now has a better chance than he did back in the day. So,
well, Vince started that. Vince came enamored with the 6 foot, because a lot of people don't know that Hogan's 6'7". He's a huge human being. He came enamored with the big guys. The Warlord, 6'9". You had Kevin Nash at 7 feet. You have Scott Hall, who's 6'9", 6'10". He became enamored with the big guy. But I always tell people the best wrestlers were always the 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" guys that can go. Your Shawn Michaels, your Bret Harts, Dean Malenko. We can go Chris Benoit. The Rock was a really good wrestler until he got into the mode of just going through your routine in the ring. It's like Cena. The last 5 minutes always looked the same. You couldn't say that about Bret Hart matches. You couldn't say that about Ric Flair matches. You couldn't say that about Bob Backlund matches. The Iron Sheik, Roddy Piper, Macho Man, Snuka. I can go to Rick Rude, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Those guys gave you different matches every time they went out. They were pure wrestlers. But the big guy when he's coming back at the end, he either does the punch like Hogan did, or he does the running clothesline 3 or 4 times. That's how he kind of gets his momentum back. The Ultimate Warrior would shake the ropes and do the running clothesline. After 2 clotheslines, hit you with the flying shoulder slam, and then run, do the big splash pin. You knew how every match was going to end. You had guys like that I really thought were great, like Randy Orton, who was introduced, who's a 3rd-generation wrestler. I had a guy tell me that wrestles in a small promotion, Connecticut, that Randy Orton told him face-to-face, in person, that he was told, get off the top rope, no more flying around. Because people forget, Randy Orton used to come off the top rope with the flying drop kick. Randy Orton used to hit the shooting star press. He used to have the flying body press. He doesn't do any of those moves in at least the last 10 years. They tell these guys, no, we don't want that. We want this big power. But the big power stuff looks the fakest. Like the punches don't look real. When I was a kid, I thought The Undertaker was really uppercutting dudes. I really did. Because he made it look real, and then he smacks the chest, which gives you that sound. We know, I mean, by that, just like sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels was the best at hiding him slapping his thigh, which gives you that smack, which made it look real. Right. And he was the best at actually hitting you. I watched the DVD on him one time where he said he would actually tell guys, listen, my toe is going to touch your neck. You just need to fly back soon enough so I don't extend my leg up into you. And those guys worked well. And that's another thing about wrestling I always like. It's really 2 guys in the ring working together and making sure we take care of each other. Like, don't drop me on my damn head during the Tombstone Power Driver, dude. Like, you can hurt me. Don't drop me on my head with the Power Driver. Or when you pick me up, make sure you can hold me up for the suplex. You know, the big guys hold them up for 10 straight seconds and the guy's straight up in the air and then suplex. Like, it takes a teamwork. And I think that's one thing also, too, that gets lost in wrestling. Let me throw some names at you, and you just tell me what you think of them, all right? We'll go there. All right, first name I'll throw at you. My favorite wrestler by far of all time, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah, he's a very technical guy. Always had the ability to, win the crowd. He was a great heel when he was bad. He was also a great fan favorite when he was good. He embodied probably the same type of respect that a Shawn Michaels would have had, or maybe a Ric Flair coming out of WCW, something along the same lines. Like he said, the best there is.
Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. I'll give you another one. A lot of guys don't give him, and I'm going to show you where my eyes go when I watch entertainment, sports, comedy, anything, man. One of the most underrated big men ever in wrestling. I'll give you 2 names because they remind me of each other, and I think neither one of them get the respect they deserve. Big Van Vader and my man Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam Bigelow was 350 and was doing moonsaults off the top rope. Bret Hart says his favorite guy to wrestle and some of his best matches were with Bam Bam Bigelow. What do you think about those 2 big guys?
Yeah, they can move, man. Those guys can get up. They had power. Plus, they, were light with the feet. They get in the air. You know what I'm saying? They get on top of the rope. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot like some of the big guys of today. I don't know if we got any wrestlers that big anymore, but they were kind of unique in the way that they were. Because they were big. They would always pair these guys with, like, the giant guys because they're big in stature. But they, compare, okay, we're going to have Van Vader versus the Big Show, or Van Vader versus Andre the Giant, or whatever, they would always pair Van Vader versus Hogan. So it was always that. They were larger than life, they were powerful, plus they were light on their feet.
Who is the most overrated wrestler in history? One of the most, or a few. You can give me a few names if you like. But name me some guys that you just still look at and just go, man, that dude, I can't believe they pushed him to be that way, man. He wasn't that good. What's some names that come to mind for you?
Let's see.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one. Hogan. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Hogan. That's an easy one. Hogan. I think Hogan's one. Kevin Nash is another guy for me that I just still look at and just go, you were great on the mic. You look cool because you were 7 feet tall and you had the long flowing locks. You're part of the Outsiders. I thought Razor Ramon was a much better wrestler, in-ring wrestler, than Kevin Nash was. Even guys like Kane, because I thought Kane was just an Undertaker remake. But the fact that he was Hellfire and Brimstone, and he has really cool entrance music, and he has some really classic Hell in a Cell matches, I still would look at Kane and go, Kane was 7 feet. I mean, even today, it's still the 5 moves of doom. You know exactly what you're getting with Kane. You know exactly what the match is going to look like. You know exactly how the match is going to end. Let's flip it then. If you can't think of any underrated guys. Overrated guys that are underrated. A guy that I'll give you, I think, is the most underrated pound-for-pound wrestler ever. Rest in peace, my man, Latino Heat. I lie, I cheat, I steal. My man, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, they'll hold all of them. I mean, you got Eddie Guerrero, you got Chris Benoit, you got
Dean Malenko.
Dean Malenko. They gave Mysterio a good push, so I can't say him. Let me see. Jericho got a great push too. It's usually the smaller guys with a lot of ability. Like if had they not given Daniel Bryan that big push, it would have been somebody like him. The smaller guys that can go. They're usually the ones who are underutilized. Let me see. There's got to be somebody else they're missing out on here.
Well, there's a guy today I look at a guy like Dolph Ziggler, and they've actually taken some of the real stuff and put it into his promos, and I think they do a good job with that. Now, they let guys kind of talk about what's really going on. It started with CM Punk, and what really goes back to Bret Hart. Bret Hart cut a few promos on Vince that if you go back and you watch his DVD that WWE Movies put out, and I have the whole collection. I'm a Hart Foundation guy. I got the Hart Foundation, and then I have the one single one with Bret, and then I have the Bret vs. Shawn DVD. On each one of them, he talks about certain promos that he cut, that it was real stuff being said between him and Vince. And then CM Punk's classic pipe bomb to end Raw, talking about Stephanie and Triple H and John Cena. Those were real. When I watched the DVD, it seemed real when it happened, but when you watch CM Punk's DVD, the story goes, he showed up to the arena one night, and of course they have their bookers. Jack Briscoe's one, Patterson's a booker, Snuka was a booker. I know Arn Anderson still works in the background. He books some of the matches and storylines. I know Mick Foley was doing it for a while. But he says one of the bookers walk up to him, and he goes, okay, so what crap do they have for me tonight? He goes, well, actually, they want you to cut a promo, and they want you to air your grievances. And CM Punk goes, I look at him, and I go, what? And he goes, I go to my locker room. I think they're bullshitting me. I think they're going to send somebody else in and tell me what I'm really doing tonight. And he goes, and when my time's up, they knock on the locker room door, and he comes in and goes, are you ready? And he's like, are you seriously? They want me to do this? And he goes, fine. So when he sat down on that top ramp and when he talked about when he called Triple H a moronic son-in-law, those were his feelings. And it came out on the Colt Cabana podcast that was how he felt, because you saw how they did him, and they took the title off him and put it on The Rock, who was a part-time guy at the time, and then they ended up firing him on his wedding day. They sent him his notice of termination on his wedding day to AJ Lee. So it really came out that was all real stuff that they laid out on the line. So I think they do a better job at that. But with Dolph Ziggler, he's talking about that a lot. I'm underutilized here. Every time, I get an opportunity to take it away from me. There's a guy I look at and go, man, if they just kind of let this guy go, man, like Dolph can really entertain, and he can go in the ring, and his matches don't look the same. He reminds me a lot of the Hardy Boys.
Right. There's a couple guys outside the organization who are underutilized who would fit in great in the WWE. I'm thinking about like Jay Lethal, who never came through.
Yeah, he was over TNA.
Yeah, he's a Ring of Honor. He's a Ring of Honor guy.
No, he was with TNA.
Yeah, he was. He
was. Now he's with Ring of Honor. Exactly. Benjamin's coming back, but Benjamin and Haas went back down to Ring of Honor too about 4 or 5 years ago.
I think I heard that Benjamin injured his shoulder. He was supposed to be coming. He did some promos, and then I think he injured his shoulder. But yeah, it would be great. I love Shelton Benjamin.
Shelton Benjamin, just a side note for people who don't know, Shelton Benjamin was on the college wrestling team with Brock Lesnar at University of Minnesota. He also won national championship for his weight division, and so did Charlie Haas.
Yeah, they were legit. And putting them in that stable with Kurt Angle was awesome. That was a nice group right there. There's
another guy too, man. There's another guy, and my man the Fish is now he can back me on this. My man Dredd is in the chat room right now. Dredd and I, and about 4, 5, maybe 6 of our closest buddies, hanging partners back in the day, would meet up at least 2 or 3 nights a week. I had the PS2 with the 8-player Connect hookup. They came out with it only once, and then they took it off the market. So I'm glad I bought mine when I did, because I would go over, everybody would have their own controller, come bring their own controller, and bring their memory card. Remember back in the day, you could take your memory card to your homeboy house, upload your roster, how you like your Madden team to be set, or your NBA 2K team or live team to be set. Well, we would do it with our wrestlers on SmackDown vs. Raw, and we played that game for about 3 consecutive years. Probably 03, 04, and 05, or maybe 04, 05, 06, I always say those 3 years were. We used to have some late night battles in Dred's apartment with about 6 of us sitting around on the sofa. You know how young dudes do back in the day. Look, they got some beers, somebody show up with the Coronas, and somebody got some of the Mary Jane, and we would literally play till 2 and 3 o'clock. Get off from work. Yo, what y'all doing? Y'all trying to play some SmackDown verse? Yo, V, you trying to bring the A-player? I never said no. Anytime Dredd asked me to bring the A-player hookup and we was going to play SmackDown versus Raw, I never told them, yeah, I'm coming through it up. As long as everybody there, I don't want to come over and just wrestle one dude all night long. Call everybody, tell everybody to show up, and we about to play. I used to give him work with Kurt Angle. I used to give we would do the Elimination Chamber. We would do TLC matches, eight wrestlers, every man for himself. And we used to have a really cool rule. In TLC matches, everybody must grab a ladder and run it all the way back up to the ramp and dump it there. And then come down to the ring and fight. No getting the ladder and trying to get in early and climb when everybody else fighting and get the belt. That was corny. I hated that. We used to have that rule. And then once everybody had a red body part blinking, then you can go and get ladders. But once you get up there, I ain't letting you get that ladder. I'm about to come with the clothesline from behind. I'm about to come and do the suplex from behind. Bust you on the back of your head on the steel ramp. That's going to make your head start blinking red. But those matches used to go for about 20 to 30 minutes, dog. And I used to wear them fools out with Kurt Angle. Dredd used to have to... He would have to go get the 99 Undertaker. Now, I was a smart dude. I would sit at home, find out all the codes to unlock all the legendary guys. So when I go play at my homie house, yeah, if you want to use $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, money. No problem. You want to use Bam Bam Bigelow, Bret Hart, cool. But I unlocked the Undertaker with the purple gloves and the purple boots. This fool Dre used to always go pick him, the 99 guy. I'm like, come on, man. And still couldn't beat me. Dredd, I know you listening. Still couldn't beat my man Kurt Angle. Every single time, babe. I used to crush them dudes with Kurt Angle, man.
Wow, he was killing them with Kurt Angle against the Undertaker. That's all the same.
Kurt Angle was a 91, though. Kurt Angle was a 91 for like back-to-back years. He was high-rated, but I hated the fact either him or dudes used to go get Brock. And Brock had the big, powerful clothesline that would automatically make your chest start blinking yellow. It was all for one powerful Brock clothesline, your chest is already blinking yellow. And The Undertaker had the big boot, and all it was down and X. So you could just hit down and X, down and X, down and X. And if anybody was in that vicinity, in the direction you was doing it, and it was a quick big boot. So you can plant the foot down, boom, hit the button again. That's all Dredd would do was the big Undertaker boot. And one of those already makes your face start blinking yellow on the little body part thing. So that's how much into it I was at that point. We had the video game, bro.
Yeah. Did y'all ever create any people?
Oh, of course. That was like a rule. I had another crew that I played with too. My brother, my boy David Hopkins, my man known as D. Croc. We used to play. My man B.O.B. Who else used to come over there? Tyrus Davis used to come through. My man Brian Freeman. If y'all listening, y'all know. Now, we used to play at my house. I used to play with that crew. That crew, our rule was you had to create your own guy. So I always created my own guy. Everybody would create their guy. There were nights I would go to bed, dog, and one of my homies would be like, yo, you mind if I hang around for a while and work on my dude? I'd be like, yeah, just lock when you leave. Like, that's how tight that group of friends was. Number one, I trust you in my crib when I'm about to go to sleep. You my man. I know you since we was in elementary school, middle school, playing football in the street. But I had dudes that would lean back on the sofa and be like, yo, V, I'm only being like an hour, yo. I'm going to work on my dude real quick. Because they ain't have the game. I'll let you take the game sometime, but dudes just be like, yo, let me hold it. Be like, nah, you got to just come over here. I'll give you the key. You can just do it while I'm at work or something, dog. Work on your dude or something. Because your guy, I guess it started about 60, 65. So you got a lot of matches to wrestle to build your guy up. But, I mean, once you get the guy, you're like 85, 86, you should be able to wrestle anybody if you know how to play the game. So, yeah, of course. I definitely had a crew that we created our guys too, man. And that part's always fun. But, you know, Dredd and them, they like to use the 99 classic wrestlers to try to beat you. That's them kind of dudes. That crew over there, man, I hate to say it, they couldn't beat me in nothing. I used to serve them in Madden. I used to come over there with the Miami Dolphins with Ricky Williams as the running back and Chris Chambers at receiver. I used to wear Dredd's Eagles out. He used to try to run Deuce on me. He used to try to run Deuce Staley on me. I used to wear Deuce Staley ass out with Zach Thomas, Patrick Surtain, my man Shane Madison, Jason Taylor, Brock Marion at the safety. Oh, man, I'm getting off track here. Listen, man, before I let you roll, man, college or pro, pick one.
Pro.
What you see in the NFL this past weekend, and what have you seen the first 4 weeks? Anything you want?
Well, what I saw was there's been a lot of good, impressive rookies and young quarterbacks and receivers. You know, the first and second year class is a little more impressive than they have been historically. I'm talking about as a whole. So I myself, although not a Cowboys fan, I'm really impressed with what Dak and Ezekiel are doing on that end. You know what I mean? SEC products, they'll be there. But they're doing their thing, man. I'm a big Falcons fan, so I'm just trying to ride the wave what we got going on. I know we got the toughest test this week that we're going to be facing. So I'm just being optimistic on this, seeing how we match up. If we get past this, I ain't worried about nobody else. We get past the Broncos.
Do you think you guys have the team? Do you think Atlanta's got the team to beat Denver to penetrate that defense? I
think we can out-offense them. But defensively, I mean, these guys got to think deep down. I mean, the good thing is they got a rookie quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That line's still going to protect him. But you know what I'm saying? We can get in there and disrupt, just get some kind of pass rush going on, some kind of disruption going on. Then you know we may have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can be beaten any given Sunday, and maybe Denver might underestimate us this week. Then again, they probably ain't because of that performance that Matt and Julio did. They probably are going to double and triple team Julio this week. I'm sure of that.
Well, you can't double and triple team Julio because Mohamed Sanu was a great addition. They can still run the football. Paxton Lynch has been named a starter, yes or no? I'm not sure. You said they got a rookie quarterback. I'm assuming that it's Simeon. Did I miss something on the newswire? Is Simeon out for any extended period of time?
Well, you know how it always changes. At the top of the week I started, yeah, he may miss time, you know what I'm saying? So, through the week it may change. It may be that, he is going to be the starter. But for right now, I think I had him on a fantasy team, and it was still questionable at this point.
Well, he was carted off. I saw that. So a lower leg injury. I mean, I don't know if you get carted off and you can come right back that week. So I think Paxton Lynch is going to be that guy. Speaking of the Falcons, I like the Falcons. I like what they have. I like what they have going this year. Their defense, even in the game, you let Matt Moore come in. The backup. I'm sorry, not the backup. That's not Matt Moore. Matt Moore's the Dolphins backup. You let the backup quarterback though come in for Carolina and still move the ball up and down the field. He threw 2 picks, but he also threw 2 touchdowns, and that has to worry that staff there, especially when they were supposed to be built on defense. You bring the coach, you hire your new head coach who was this defensive coordinator in Seattle that had that defense just clicking on all cylinders, and he can't stop a leak in a wall right now the size of an eraser head with a piece of duct tape with that defense. So that's got to worry you a little bit. But Julio right now is just showing his natural black ass, and I love it because I might have underrated Julio on my top 10 receiver list. I'm actually probably going to do a show tomorrow and then put my new top 10 receiver list out. I'm a firm believer. I'm allowed to evolve. I'm allowed to pick different guys. I think I'm going to drop Dez because I think Dez deserves to be dropped. I might keep my same guys around 1, 2, 3, but I'm definitely going to take Julio and AJ and move them up. And I think it's time we stop trying to talk about Hopkins and Sammy Watkins and Juice Landry and even Odell Beckham Jr. I think with the likes of AJ, Julio, Antonio Brown, or my man B. Marsh, Brandon Marshall. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. They're a whole different class, man. They're a total different class. These other guys, I mean, they're good, but these guys are stepping away. I'm saying they're actually on a whole different plane. And it's showing, you know what I'm saying? Either after Megatron and left out, you know what I mean? It ain't but a couple people that's going to fill that void, you know what I'm saying, of big body, big play receivers. And it's that class that you just spoke of. I know people may not agree. People are like, Odell Beckham and freaking Victor Cruz and them, but nah, they're not, man. They're just not the same. They're not the same. They don't have the stature. You know what I'm saying? You can almost throw it up over top of defensive safeties and cornerbacks, and these dudes just, just from this stat, just being as tall as they are, and they just gonna go up and get it. The athleticism, they're gonna go up and get it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can't teach that. You can't teach the athleticism that these receivers got, man. They're on another level.
Take your fan hat off for a second for me, and put the total sports talk football professional hat on. What's wrong with the Carolina Panthers?
I really believe that they are missing with the whole Josh Norman not signing him, that they never replaced anybody back there that fill that void. They really need that key component. They have a pass rush. They have some guys that they can stop the run, and they still have the great linebackers. So it's definitely, man, that secondary, man. That's the issue. The weak point is the secondary for the Panthers. That's just my thought.
So they should have gave Josh Norman the money?
Yeah, they should have. To me, they should have.
Starting to look that way, too. What's wrong with the Arizona Cardinals?
That's a good one there, man. I'm kind of perplexed on what their issue is. I mean, number one, the quarterback has always been an issue, man. Carson Palmer is cool, but he's never been that guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got studs like Fitzgerald and Bolden. Ain't Bolden? Yeah, Bolden. Anquan Bolden. But those two guys, you know what I'm saying, you got to feed them the ball, man. You got to feed them the ball. And the issue is that hold on. Sorry, something just on my face, man. My bad. Yeah, the issue is that with Carson Palmer and the inadequacies of him, and you're not even looking to build for the future, man. You need some good replacement. You need to put them in and get them working, man, because Carson Palmer is on the down plane, man. He's on the down slide. It's time for him to go. Defensively, I mean, they've always been impressive, man, but I don't know. Maybe those guys are getting old or something. I don't know. It's hard for me to say what's going on with those guys.
And real quick, man, somebody in the chat room talking trash. And see, when somebody want to jump in and start talking trash, I got to address it live. I don't like typing nothing back. So whoever that ninja is says, along the lines of that wrestling topic, who would win in the battle royal of G.I. Joe characters, and who would win, and who would have won between Lionel and Panther? Y'all two ninjas have no business being able to discuss wrestling that deeply. All right, so number one, that ninja. Thank you for listening to VJs on Sports Like Conduct on Spreaker.com. We appreciate your participation and appreciate your support. That's number one. Number two, I can discuss deeply what I want to discuss deeply, man. Don't be judging me. See, you judgmental. See, already. See, I got judgmental people coming into the show. Are you jealous? You can't discuss wrestling that deep? I can discuss anything that deep. What you want to discuss? You want to discuss golf? I can talk. NASCAR? I can talk. Cycling? All right, so can't nobody talk about cycling. Can't nobody talk about cycling. But I don't give that. I guess that was like a jab. See what I was saying, Kesey? That's one of those jabs that guys that don't watch wrestling throw at guys like us. I guess to make either themselves feel better or to try to make us feel worse because we just have some really cool memories about something that we grew up with. I don't know. I don't understand why people go fishing. I don't understand why people can discuss fishing that deeply. This lure attracts this type of this and this type of this and that's this bait. Nope, don't get those worms, get this worm. Nigga, to me, all I know is boat, water, pole, fish. That's it. I don't know what this is. And I would look at somebody and goes, damn, how can y'all discuss fishing so deeply? But if it's somebody grew up with it, or if that's what they love and that's what they do, that is what it is. Now, to be a smart ass, I'll answer your question though. G.I. Joe Battle Royal, roadblock whooping everybody ass. I know my man Dredd said, Snake Eyes, but I ain't going with Snake Eyes, man. You can I'll take one bald-headed, buff, strong, angry, raspy voiced black dude over a quiet, never say a word ninja dressed in navy blue all day long. I know he a ninja, but I'm going to take that brother. Roadblock was like from Compton. Like, I'm taking the dude from Watts. Like, I think Roadblock was from Watts or was from Berry Farm, Southeast D.C. or something. Like, I think that's where he from. Number two, if you want my question between Lionel and Panthro, that's easy. It was Panthro, man. Panthro would have, did we lose him? Yeah. Panthro would have won the damn, that fight between him and, I don't even think Lionel would have beat Chitara. You know what I mean? Mumra, first of all, I don't think people respect Mumra the way they should be respecting Mumra. Mumra was the dude. Like, that man used to be all crippled up and his little bandages all around. He had toilet paper wrapped all around him. Rocking that Walmart red robe that he got for Christmas, limping through there. And then once the little sunlight come through, the little starlight come through, Moon Star of Libya. Yeah, see, I still use that. I still know that. Moon Star of Libya. And he started breaking out the bandages and the toilet paper and tell me into Mom. Come on, man. Man, Lionel wouldn't even have beat him. That was a cartoon. They gotta make the leader of the good guys beat the bad guy. But G.I. Joe kept it real. You saw how Serpentor gave it to Duke in the movie, right? Threw the snake right to his chest. Yo, Joe, as his eyes closed. I know y'all remember that, Joe. What, am I not allowed to talk that deep about G.I. Joe, that ninja? Come on, man. Anyway, let me see what we got going here. My man John Fish said not very far. That's right. I got to throw a DMV hood in there, man. I got to keep representing my hood, man. Even though, you know what? I ain't even going to say that back half. All I'm going to say is I got to keep representing my hood. And I think Roadblock was from Berry Farms. That wasn't no normal brother. And you knew what his intentions were. Snake Eyes ain't never say nothing. You don't trust nobody that don't speak. Like, how the hell you like, why you so quiet? That's like people who don't eat red meat. Why you don't eat red meat? What's wrong with red meat? You don't eat red meat? I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Up to something. I don't like cats. Cats are always up to something. All quiet, sneaking around and shit, not making noise. I don't know where you are. And all of a sudden I turn, you pop up right there. You better put a damn bell on and make some damn noise around here. I don't like cats. Y'all too sneaky. I gotta listen, you're the pet. Why I gotta come for your affection? You're the pet, okay? I'll leave your ass in a pet store. I'll take you back to where I found you. Don't walk around here like you own something or like you pay some bills or something. At least your dog shows appreciation. You come home, he show you some love, man. He show you some appreciation. I guarded the house today. I didn't pee and I didn't dookie in the crib. Can you please take me out though? Because I'm full. Because I drank that big ass bowl of water that you left this morning. And I don't want to get in trouble. And I don't want to have to go on my cage for the night. Can you please take me out? Take him outside? You can't walk a cat. You open the door and let the cat go. Hell you think you are? You could go walk on your own and you could go find your own damn place to live then. Buy your own catnip. Buy your own little shit box, little scrap. What's that called? The little dookie box. Buy your own thing then. Dogs are appreciative. Parrots. I don't like parrots. I don't need no parrot as a pet. I don't trust you. You might snitch on me. I had a girl up in here and when my girlfriend come over, you might tell on me. You a snitch. Parrots are snitches. I don't like no parrot. So I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody. My man, that ninja says, nice. That's right, man. You can't come out trying to call me out, man. I discussed what I discussed, bruh. That's all. But Lionel, he wouldn't even have beat Mumraw. Y'all not even talking about Silverhawks. Look where my show went today. We went from football to college to football to wrestling. Now we talking fight battles and cartoons. Hey, that's entertainment too. I guess you could chalk that up under my MMA category. So chalk that up. VJ, here, write it down. Write it down. VJ has talked MMA on his radio show. Yep, I did. I talked fighting. Like straight up military tactic cage fighting on my show. My show gives you everything. Y'all ain't even talked about Silverhawks. What y'all know about Silver? What y'all know about the Copper Kid? What y'all know about my man Flashback? Flashback can go back in time. Flashback, man. What y'all know about what was the big dude? Will? Big Will? Still Will. He had the twin sister. I forget her name. But yeah, man. Y'all forgot about the Silverhawks. And what was the bull's name? The villain bull. Mumbo Jumbo. There we go. So we got 80s wrestling in and 80s cartoons. Anything else? Am I not allowed to discuss cartoons too deeply for you guys? Don't be trying to call me out, man. I can find something that each and every one of y'all, somebody could look at and go, yo, bro, why you know so much about that? Like, why y'all know so much about reality TV? How can you discuss Stevie J? I didn't know who Stevie J was until other people started talking about him. Remember he made this song or that song? Oh, really? He produced that song? So what's the deal now? Was he on the show or something? Oh, you don't watch Love and Hip Hop, VJ? Hell no. I don't feed my mind with that negative bull. Love and Hip Hop? Are you kidding me? The only reality TV I watch Flavor of Love like everybody else did, and I watch Run's House. And Run's House is wholesome. Run's House has no negativity. It's positive family life living. And I still listen to Run DMC as a grown man. So it's okay in my book to watch Run House. But if you talking about Love and Hip Hop, or yeah, that's Shorty from Basketball Wives. She got a drink thrown on her last Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern Time on E. You know too much about reality TV. You need a girlfriend, dog, or a video game system. If you're a grown man and you watch a reality TV and you really can talk about the negative, everybody thinks they're a new celebrity reality TV. Like girls get a pass. My lady, she watches the Tamar Braxton show. I get that. I watched the episode or two, just chilling on the sofa with her, just seeing this about. It's cool. It's married, family life, how her career is going. Tony, anytime I get to look at Tony Braxton, I'm good money. So Tony be on there. And she watches the, it's the two twin girls that used to be on Sister. She watches their show. They're married and they got kids now. And it's about their career and their life. It's not. Man, why you say that? Why you with my man? You need to get your teeth fixed. You need to get your wig fixed. Oh, your butt implant looks stupid. That's my man. Why you sleeping with my man? He's sorry. He ain't nothing. He broke. Oh, I'm going to get with him. I'm going to sleep with this NBA player. I'm going to sleep with this NFL player. Then I'm going to get pregnant. Then I'm going to get paid. No, it's not that at all. That crap. If you watch that crap, I done made some of the best music ever. You ain't never gonna be no without me. I'm still producing this. And I'm doing this. Girl, don't come after me. I'm live like that. I got money. No. Sorry. That don't get no play in my house. I don't allow my kids to watch it. I try to distract my kids from watching it. You know, one of my daughter's favorite TV shows is Criminal Minds. She loves it. She watches it on Netflix. She calls and asks me for the Netflix account at least twice a year. She watches stuff. I put that, say, honey, if you're going to watch TV, like, watch something that's like, you know, a little suspense, a little educational, show you how maybe forensics is done. I like First 48. I watch The Simpsons. I still watch The Simpsons. I watch Bob's Burgers. I watch Family Guy. I go back and watch Cleveland on Netflix, the Cleveland Brown Show, the episodes that I hadn't seen now that it's off the air. I watch Modern Family. I like Blackish. I watch that type of stuff on TV. When I watch TV and all of it's on the DVR, I definitely don't like sit down or make it home on Wednesday by 8:30 to watch, you know, Blackish. No, Modern Family's at 9. I know they set the recording for that. Blackish. I've been running Martin on my TV, y'all, the last 2 weeks. MTV2 ran a marathon. I set the DVR. I have all 148 episodes of Martin on my DVR now. I've been watching Martin for like the last 2 weeks. I'm that old dude. I still watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I have all 147 episodes of that on my DVR. I DVR that stuff. I go back and I ain't gonna spend money for the DVD package. They want too much money for it. Plus, you can't buy the Fresh Prince one. Will got a monopoly on that. Will was smart, and they still running it on Nickelodeon every single night. They in season 1 right now. I saw it the other night. The episode where Uncle Phil's parents came to visit, and Will found out all the stories about his pig, Melvin, and told the reporter people about it. And then his parents got mad because he ain't want them to know that he was really a farm boy and not really from Baltimore. And Will was just trying to help out. I just watched that episode the other night and laughed at certain parts like I ain't never seen it before. Anyway, take a quick break, come back, talk some college football really quick, get into some fantasy football really quick, and then I gotta skedaddle. VJs on sportslikenconduct.com. More Tribe Called Quest. I got lyrics to go. We got lyrics to go.
Hook up the beat with the mic and it's over. Tribe Called Quest, we on the run for whatever. Trials and tribulations that we have to endeavor. Brothers know my stilo, it's a letter to the better. If you see your shorty that you like in your sweater, silly with the microphone, in other words I'm loco. 6'0" with my high complexion cocoa. Representing over mic, it seems to be my daily. I could do a split and turn around like Ever Nearly. But when it comes to days like this, I got lyrics to go. Lyrics to go.
I know it's been 2 years, but see the child was never falling. Would've tried for singing, but that stuff was not my calling. The mic is in effect, so you know I'm never stalling. Walking through the door and all them suckers started hauling. Talk a lot of trash, but no one could seem to beat it. Pull out your microphone and watch the fight for make you eat it. The MCs, they get jelly when the girlies rub my belly. Kick a slow dance like my brother R. Kelly. Today's a hip-hop draft, will I be top-seeded? Work too friggin' hard while all the rest will get weeded. Steady kicking style so I can reach that other level. Don't worry about getting gas, I push the pedal to the metal. Always wanted this cause it surely beats a scramble. I'm Jordan with the mic, wanna gamble? This I dedicate to all the honeys that be bogling. Cause at the end of the night, you know Malik will have his Trojans. But when it comes to nights like this, I got lyrics to go. Lyrics to go. Lyrics to go. Lyrics to go. Lyrics to go.
Check it out, y'all. It's like that, y'all. Check it out, y'all. It's like that, y'all. Check it out, please proceed with caution, cause the lyricist is fatal. I could kick your little hunky ass like Kato. Formulate your rhymes like a child wants Play-Doh. Calm and serene like the study was Teo. Poetry machine with correct mechanisms. Immune to disease, I defeat organisms that are waiting in my path. I overstep the critters. Give your ass the willies and your moms to get the jitters. Critters turn to losers, losers all forgotten. Tingle in my core with hopes that I'll stop rocking. Never will that happen, only if it is permitted. Wait, I think somebody shitted. I guess that will be me, cause I'm the only one of seeing. I go for what I know, doing the show for human beings. Always try to lead Joe, never will I follow. Blowing up the spot like Fred did to Rollo. And when it comes to days like this, I got lyrics to go. 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 Check it out now. It's like that, y'all. Check it out now. It's like that, y'all. Check it out now. It goes.
The 5'7" with the roughneck business. I float like gravity, never had a cavity. Got more rhymes than the one that's got family. No need to sweat Arsenio to gain some type of fame. No shame in my game, cause I always be the same. Style Styles upon styles is what I have. You want it just to fight for, but you still don't know the half. I sport New Balance sneakers to avoid a narrow path. Messing around with just against the size of them. I never half step, cause I'm not a half stepper. Drink a lot of soda, so they call me Dr. Pepper. Refuse to compete with BS competition. Your name is Special Ed, so won't you suckle with the mission? I never walk the street, think it's all about me. Even though deep in my heart, it really get beat. I just try my best to like go all out. Some might even say you're shorty black, you're bugging out.
Zulu Nation, mother's last creation. Minds get flooded, ejaculation. Right on the 2-inch tape, the abstract poet incognito runs the cape, not the best, not the worst. And occasionally I curse to get my point across. So bust the floors as I go in between the grit and the dirt. Listen to the mission, listen, missions I do work. As I crack the monotone, chillin' up the jazz, so get your own. Smoking R&B cause they try to dupe me or the best of the pack, but they can't do rap for it's abstract, original. You can't get your own and that's pitiful. I know I be the man if I cold yank the plug on R&B, but I can't and that's wrong.
For the action, sometimes you don't, it's just for mere satisfaction. People be hounding, always surrounded, posting, just like a migraine pounding. You don't really fret, you stay in your set, camouflage your feeling of absolute tense. You're so off to another world deep in your mind. For people seem to take that as being unkind. Oh yo, he's acting stank, really on a regal? A man of the fame, not a man of the people. Believe that if you wanna, but I tell you this much, riding on the train with no dough sucks. Once again, a case of your feet in my Nikes. If a crowd is in my realm, I'll say, Mike, please. Hip-hop is living. Can't yank the plug. If you do, the result will end up kind of low.
I am not an invalid, although I used to smoke the weed out. Ali Shaheed Muhammad used to say I had to be out. Scheming on the bookies with the crazy booming back buns. Pushing on them real hard just so we can have the big fun. When I left Marossi, I was boulevard status. Battling the MC was when Tip was at his maddest. It was one MC after one MC. What the world could they be wanting to see from little old me? Do I have the formula to save the world? Or was it just because I used to smoke the women and all the girls? I'm the type of brother with the crazy extended hand, kid. Just by all my brothers, I was on up what my man did. Supposed to be my man, but now I wonder cause you're feeble. I go out with the strongest and I separate the evils. It's your brain against my mind. My doe's about to boot out, or your nasty killers, even though you say I'm bug out. Firm and young with a laid-back tongue. The aim is to succeed and achieve at 21, just like Ringling Brothers.
I just wanted to take a little long break, right? I want to give y'all some music today, man. We haven't been giving y'all a lot of music. I try to give y'all a little bit of everything on my show. VJs on Sports Like Conduct, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, podcast it later, man. Want to get to some college football notes, and we'll talk about some fantasy football stuff coming up. I might save the fantasy football stuff for later this week. We have a lot more to do this week, so I might lay that back a little bit this week. But some more of the cartoon talks going on in the chat room right now and old TV shows. My man Greco said he loves watching old school shows with his kid. Said they watched Good Times the other day, and the question she asked, and that's cool, you're right. She has no idea what that is, man. That was before cell phones. That was before multiple TVs in the average black person's home. That was before steak and shrimp and lobster for dinner, on the norm for a child to have to eat in his home. Nowadays, that's nothing. I'm not saying that, that's a bad thing. That's nothing to feed your family nowadays. That's before a certain type of living for black America. So that's really cool to have your kid watch shows like that and then have them ask questions. And I want to do it to my kid. Like, when I get married and have a kid, I'm putting on Sanford and Son. I want my kid to look at me and go, what the, cute. Hey man, everybody put one up for Q, man. Please. My fault, I mean Fife, y'all. Not Q, Fife. Everybody put one up for Fife, y'all. I gotta let this rock, y'all. I gotta let this rock.
How's about that? It seems like it's my turn again. All through the years, my mic has been my best friend. I know some brothers wonder, can Piper really kick it? Some even wanna diss me, but why sweat it? I'm all into my music, cause that's how I make tapes. Try to make hits like it Capri makes tapes. Me sweat another, I do my own thing. Strictly hardcore tracks, not a new jack swing. I grew up as a Christian, so to God I give thanks. Collect my banks, listen to Shabba Ranks. I sing and chat, I do all of that. It's 1991 and I refuse to come back. I take off my hat to other crews that tend to rock, but the low end theory's here. It's time to wreck shop. I got Tip and Shaw, so whom shall I fear? Stop, look, and listen, but please don't stare. Suggest to the store and buy the LP on Drive RCA, cassettes and CDs, produced and arranged by the four-man crew. And oh shit, Skeff Anselm, he gets props too. Make sure you have a system with some fat house speakers so the new shit can rock. From Boston, Massapequa, cause where I come from, quality is job one, and everybody up on it, you know we get the job done. So peace to that crew, and peace to this crew. Bring on the tour, we'll see you at a theater nearest you.
Hey yo, but wait, back it up. Easy, back it up. Please let the
Had to give Fife that love right there. That's one of my favorite Fife like bars right there. 16s. Listen, we got the competition you want to come sights with. The competition you want to come straight with. I love that joint. Anyway, talking about old TV, old cartoons, but that's good, man. You watch these shows, it kind of helps you get back to a real reality of what things used to be, man. I actually putting out a contest, or I got this kind of donation thing going on right now. If you went to an HBCU, if you send me a t-shirt in 2X of your school and your alma mater that you went to and graduated from, I am doing this thing where I am rocking black college, historically HBCU black college t-shirts on stage every time I perform comedy. Starting this Friday night, I will have on a Howard University tee. I'm getting back into the old style in the 90s where Living Single, Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they used to rock. Y'all remember the black college sweater hoodie joints that had the stitching on the outside and had the big square patch on the sleeve so you knew it was official about United Negro College Fund supporting black education in black schools and black educational institutions, man. We need to get back to that. So my little part, because I always say, if you're not part of the problem, then you're part of the solution. If you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. So I'm getting back to supporting historical HBCUs. If anybody out there listening right now went to an HBCU, and to give your school some props, you helping your school out. Name another comedian that's out there, another radio guy that's out there right now in America putting that out there for black education and for black, historically black colleges and higher learning institutions. VJ Wright, Unsportsmanlike Conduct, Vest. We doing it here, the Vest Squad, the Vest Justice League, and I'm Batman, Black Bruce Wayne. I ain't Bruce Wayne, I'm just Wayne. I'm the black Batman, he ain't gonna be Bruce Wayne, he just gonna be Wayne. Or some people gonna call me, yeah, that's just that dude over there, that rich black dude. That's what he should be, just that rich black dude. Somebody needs to write a comedic black comic book, man, little comic strip or something, and the star of the joint just be like that rich black dude. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Make it funny. I'm sure I can't do it. I don't have that much time on my hands. I don't have that type of creativity, but I'm pretty sure. There's your idea. I don't want any residuals off of it. I ain't gonna come after you for money. Just make it blow up, man. That's all. That's all. Just do that. Just make it blow up. But anyway, old school TV shows, they used to rock the black college gear, man. I want to bring that back. So I'm putting this out there. I said it one more time before we move on to college football. Anybody out there who wants to send me a t-shirt of your college, your historically black HBCU that you went to, and the 2X, I will rock the joint on stage when I perform comedy. And I'm actually telling my audiences the same exact thing. I didn't go to this school. I'm trying to support black college. I got a big applause off of it. I got a big applause off of it last time I tried it out a while ago. So I think I want to get back to it. I want to get back to it again. Anyway, let me see what we got here. Chat room blowing up. We still talking. That ninja, you still around? He says, I do the same thing with my daughter. TV shows nowadays don't give a true picture of America. I don't like that our culture is being bastardized, true, and treated as this quote-unquote American thing. We got the jazz. I still play this all the damn time. That's because you got taste, that ninja. See, you thought you would come at me crazy. And I saw your little comment. I got him on the rant. I'm the big vanilla rant. I've been ranting. Where you been? You didn't get me on the rant. You just asked me some questions. You try to play me because I know a lot about wrestling, so I had to respond to you. But you ain't get me. Can't nobody get me on the rant. Y'all better tell this brother, man. I do this thing, man. I rant. I'm the big vanilla, sexy, handsome rant. That's one of my nicknames. The big vanilla Shaq, the big vanilla Thunder, the big vanilla Wafer, the big vanilla color card, because I got a deck of them shits, and sometimes they gotta be dealt out to people, and I'm the dealer. I'm the big vanilla Spider-Man, because when I talk sports, sometimes the web just goes all over the place, but it all leads back to one central spot. And I'm the big vanilla, just everything, okay? Damn it, I'm the big vanilla rant. Get me the rant. I ran, dog. You like that We Got the Jazz shit, though, right? Yeah, I know. Yo, start that back over again. They like that. Start that back over. The competition, you want to come sight. Wait, all right. On to college football. Real quick, we're going to go really fast, guys. I got to get off air. I got some other things I got to handle today. Top 4 teams, Ohio, Michigan, Clemson, and Alabama. That's not going to change, guys. I think all those teams probably should win out. The only thing that's going to disrupt anything there is Michigan plays Ohio. When you go and you look at the Big Ten, though, once again, I don't know why the hell Michigan and Ohio are in the same damn conference, man. That pisses me off. They're both in the East Conference. And now when you look at the West Conference, it's just Nebraska, Iowa. Iowa already has a loss in the conference. They have 2 losses overall. They're not going to win that division. Wisconsin has a loss to us, 1 overall. Northwestern has no shot. Minnesota, sorry, Vince, if you hear this, they some bummage, they some scrubbage, they don't have a shot. So we could see a Michigan-Wisconsin rematch or an Ohio State-Wisconsin rematch. They're going to play Nebraska. Nebraska's undefeated right now. That's the only reason why they have the lead and have to head over them right now. But the top 4 is set, guys. I would not really look into anything else changing in college football in the top 4. Alabama should win out. I think Clemson has got past their first test. Florida State's still going to be amped to play them. They still want to go out and prove something. They still want to maybe try to save their season. But I just think D. Watson might just be that dude right now, man. I think D. Watson might just be that guy. And he's the guy that wants to take them back to the national championship game and finish what they did not finish last year. When I look at the rest of the top 25, when the rest of the top 25 pops up, and I'm sitting here and I'm kind of checking teams out, looking for scheduling, 5 through 10, you have Washington, Houston, Louisville, Texas A&M, and Tennessee. Texas A&M and Tennessee play, that's going to knock somebody down. Miami plays Florida State this weekend, that can knock them back down. Wisconsin and Nebraska are 11 and 12. They're going to play each other. Ole Miss is there. Ole Miss still has to play Tennessee. They still have to play Texas A&M. You have Stanford there. Stanford just got wiped by Washington, so Washington has to worry about them. Nothing dramatically is going to change, guys, in the top 10. And anything that's under 4 right now, you're playing for second place or the 4th seed in the college playoff, which means you're getting your ass beat by 21 points or more when you play either Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, or Michigan. Michigan's defense is legit. Clemson's offense is legit. Ohio State's team is legit. JT Barrett can move the football. Defense looks good, playing well. Alabama just kind of clicks on whatever they need to do. They need to beat you on special teams that day. They beat you on special teams. Need to beat you on offense. They beat you on offense. Need to beat you on defense. They beat you on defense. They just have different ways to win. Michigan can blow you out, or they can play in a tight game. Like I said, they missed 3 field goals. So it really should have been 24-7. Should have been the finals. They missed 3 field goals. So when you look at that, I mean, it could have been 24, 27-7. That game was never really in flux. Michigan moved the ball, but they didn't move the ball because they missed field goals. So you don't put the points on the board, so you're not moving the football. You're just kind of letting them hang into the game. But they could not get the ball moving. They could not run the ball with Clement on Michigan at all. He had one 12-yard run, and that was about it. Michigan held them under 200 yards of total offense. So they definitely weren't ready for that game. And Michigan definitely is a team that has a defense that's going to show up. Clemson doesn't have to worry about any of the top 9 teams. They're going to play Miami because they're in the ACC. That's it. Maybe Miami can pull that upset, knock them out. Washington still can run the table. They can jump up into the top 4. Houston sitting right there at number 6. Somebody's got to knock them off. Texas A&M undefeated. Tennessee undefeated on the Hail Mary. Nebraska undefeated. Baylor undefeated. So there's some teams there that can cause some noise. I just don't think that anything is going to happen in college football in the next few weeks. I think the teams that should win should win. will win, should win, will win, and we should end up with we should definitely end up with the right 4 teams playing for the college playoff, and I think that's what's going to happen. I honestly do believe that's what's going to happen. We're going to end up with the right teams that should be there at the right time. Listen, I hate to cut short, guys, but we are running past 3 hours. I gotta roll. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I always appreciate everybody in the chat room. Appreciate my man Kesey calling in, talking a little wrestling with me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk wrestling again just to piss that ninja off. I'm gonna talk wrestling every damn show, and I'm gonna get deep. Don't make me start talking the women's division, huh? Talk the women's division, huh? You ain't gonna like that, huh? Yeah. Don't get me going. You wanna talk? You wanna talk curling? I like curling. Do you watch curling? I love curling. I don't even have to. It don't have to be America to me. Just slide that thing down the ice on your knee and have everybody with the little scrub brushes at the end, and you yelling at the and trying to make it curve and knock the other stones out. Man, I love curling. It's like darts on ice. It's great stuff. Listen, guys, I appreciate everything. Tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel. I definitely got to roll, man. I love y'all. God bless.
Trails we blaze, don't deserve the gong, don't deserve the praise. The tranquility will make you unball your fist, for we put hip hop on a brand new twist. A brand new twist with a holy, a mystic, so low key that you probably missed it, but yet it's so loud that it stands in the crowd. When the guy takes the beat, they bowed. So raise up, squire, adjust your attire. We have no time to wallow in the mire. If you're on a foreign path, then let me do the lead. Join in the essence of the cool out breed. You cool out to the music cause it makes you feel serene, with the birds and the bees and all those groovy things, like getting stomach aches when you gotta go to work, or staring into space when you're feeling berserk. I don't really mind if it's over your head, cause the job of resurrectors is to wake up the dead. So pay attention, it's not hard to decipher, and after the horns you can check out the Viper.
Competition, them try to come sideways, but competition, them must come straight way. Competition, them try to come sideways, but competition, they must come straight way. How's about that? It seems like it's my turn again. All through the years, my mic has been my best friend. I know some brothers wonder, can Piper really kick it? Some even wanna diss me, but why sweat it? I'm all into my music cause that's how I make tapes. Try to make hits like it Capri makes tapes. Me sweat another, I do my own thing. Strictly hardcore tracks, not a new jack swing. I grew up as a Christian, so to Jah I give thanks. Collect my banks, listen to Shabba Ranks. I sing and chat, I do all of that. It's 1991 and I refuse to come back. I take off my hat to other crews that tend to rock, but the low end theory's here. It's time to wreck shop. I got Tip and Shaw, so whom shall I fear? Stop, look, and listen, but please don't stare. Suggest to the store and buy the LP on Drive RCA, cassettes and CDs, produced and arranged by the 4-man crew. And oh shit, Skeff Anselm, he gets props too. Make sure you have a system with some fat house speakers so the new shit can rock. From Boston, Massapequa, cause where I come from, quality is job one, and everybody up on it, you know we get the job done. So peace to that crew, and peace to this crew. Bring on the tour, we'll see you at a theater nearest you.
Hey yo, but wait, back it up. Easy, back it up. Please let the abstract embellish on the cut. Back and forth just like a cameo song. If you dig this joint, then please come dance along to the music, cause it's done just for the mind. Now I gotta scat and get mine. Underline the jazz. The what? The jazz move that ass for the chop originates. That feeling up his ass. It's a universal sound. Bless the bumpers on the ground and the 1-6 below. You didn't have to go. Some say that I'm eccentric cause I once had an orgy, and sometimes for breakfast I eat grits and porgies. If this is a stinker, then call me a slink, I ask. Now check it out, all my peoples in Queens, you don't stop. Now all my peoples in Brooklyn, you don't stop. And all my peoples uptown, you don't stop. That includes the Bronx and Harlem, you don't stop. Now to that girl Ramel, you don't stop. I said because ladies first, you don't stop. And to the JBs, you don't stop. And De La Soul, you don't stop. And to my brand Nubians, you don't stop. And to my leaders of the new, you don't stop. And to my man Large Professor, you don't stop. Beat rock for the beat, you don't stop. Everybody in the place, you don't stop. You keep it on to the rhythm, you don't stop. And last not least, on the short shot, it's the Zulu Nation.